Hello and welcome to Niss Stadium, where it's playoff time. We've got the 6th-seeded Ontario Warriors trying to defend their home field from the invading 11th-seeded Lutheran West Longhorns. This playoff edition of Friday Night Lights is streaming to you live and free on your smartphone, TV, tablet, or computer. And it all comes to you next.
Are you ready for the comeback?
It's back!
Down our street, our prices are really sweet. You'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor, 1350 Lexington Avenue, Mansfield, Ohio.
Man, I wish I was out there.
Let's unretire.
Why not?
Randy Moss. Dan Marino? You alright? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa? I still got it. 22. 22. Delay game, number 13. Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
Hello and welcome back to Niss Stadium. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret Parlett. And Garret, we've got a fun one in store. Let's waste no time and go ahead and get into our Mechanics Bank pregame show here. Well, I want to give you a second to introduce yourself, Garret. It's a little bit of a special occasion here tonight, as I think it's the first live stream we're ever going to bring to the fans of the OH Report live and free from Ontario.
Well, Storm, it's definitely my first, so I'm excited to give the Warriors fans, the OH Report love, and it's exciting to be out here tonight because they got a special football team. Tonight they're the 6th seed for a reason. They've only lost that one game, Storm, and it was a very tough Shelby team. They host the Longhorns, Storm, here on the road, the 11th seed. The winner will go on to play Tiff in Columbia versus Ashland. That game going on tonight as well, so we'll keep you updated, hopefully, with some scores. But exciting night here, Storm, for some Warriors football.
Hey, great segue there, Garrett, as we take a look at the team spotlight presented by Mechanics Bank. The Ontario Warriors, who are 9-1, a very impressive record, 6-1 overall in the conference, And Garrett, 6 seeded, that seems a little low to me for somebody who goes 9-1 overall in the season. But I digress. As you mentioned, the Warriors only lost to Shelby in a shootout that was on that awesome what do they call it? Hook and lateral play there right at the end on 4th down.
Yeah, Storm, you mentioned, I was going to mention it too, that 4th and 13. We got it done talking to a couple media guys, and they mentioned that, it's 4th and 13. That was Ontario. They would have had a higher seed, Storm. They would have won the MOAC, but they finished 2nd to Shelby. That game was a shootout, but I think this region is just so stacked, Storm, and so top-heavy that it kind of gave, the Warriors kind of the bad jab, but nonetheless, they got a chance here to continue their success and pick up another win. But their offense, Storm, is high power, with Bodpegn Miller, of course, and Chase Studer. So they're outscoring opponents 391 to 141. So expect the Warriors offense tonight to try to get going, to really get the game going for the Warriors.
Yeah, it's been some great coaching from head coach Aaron Eckler here for these Warriors and their royal blue and gold here tonight. But, can you agree with me? 9-1 for a 60? That seems a little low.
Well, I guess, Storm, that would be a question more for Mr. Joe Lenardi, but I think, they do have a tough region. Tiff and Columbia is obviously up. There's a couple undefeated teams, too, so they got a tough draw, but, if you get in the dance, you got a shot, and I think that's all Coach Aaron Eckert, really wants to have.
As we take a look at our player spotlight here for the Warriors, Bodpegn Miller, who I've been hearing so much about throughout this season, Garrett. For the first time, I'm going to get to see him with my own eyes. I'm excited. I hope he wows me. I really can't wait to watch his kid play.
Well, Storm, I think you're going to be wowed tonight because the dude's a dual threat QB. Neither of us have got to see him so far this season, so I think we're both pretty excited to see this dude. Mr. Miller, Storm, 2,004 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's almost 1,000 yards rushing as well, Storm, and added in 14 rushing TDs, so he accounts for 31 touchdowns for the Warriors. So if the Warriors want to win, Storm, he's got to find the end zone. He's got to get that anytime touchdown. So Bodpegn Miller is our key player here, Storm, for the Warriors.
Yeah. If this game were on DraftKings, which it's not, I'm not condoning, betting, but I think Bodpegn Miller anytime touchdown tonight would be like minus 2,000. I think that's a fair line for that.
Yeah, Storm, this dude, when you account for 31 touchdowns and 14 are on the ground when you're listed at the QB positions, that's the definition of dual threat QB, and they're going to need in the night, Storm, because this Lutheran West team, they're a very tough team. They play in a tough conference, and they won 7 games themselves, so they have a solid record coming in as well.
Let's hold on 1 second about talking about Lutheran West. Let's keep talking about the Warriors. We got their keys to victory here on our Mechanics Bank pregame show. Don't let the Longhorns hang around. We got to shut them out early, and of course, protect that crown jewel, Bodpegn Miller.
Yeah, Storm, they got to keep him upright. They got to let him be able to throw the football. And, of course, don't let the Longhorns hang around. It's here come the Warriors coming out. But, they can't allow the Longhorns to hang around, Storm. You want to try to, jump on these guys early and kind of give them no shot in this game because the longer you let them wait around, the more confidence they get and the bigger chance they get to come in here on the road and upset the Warriors here at home.
And here we go talking about the team spotlight here for Lutheran West, the Longhorns, one of the more unique mascots.
Yeah, I like
it. I like it too. I like it. I feel like there's a lot of bulldogs, a lot of kind of basic things like that. But the Longhorns, that's pretty unique. 5-2 conference record, 7-3 record overall. They're on a 4-game win streak. The 11th seed, traveling here in Ontario, a tough place to play, Garrett. But these Lutheran West Longhorns, they think they got what it takes to get it done here tonight.
Well, Storm, you never want to peak too early in football, really in any sport. You don't want to peak too early. And right now for the Longhorns, you're good. Not right here. Sorry, Storm, we had a kid pass it through on the camera. Had to let him know he was okay to cross through. But, you want to play your best football, Storm, towards the end of the season. You don't want to peak too fast. And right now, the Lutheran West Longhorns have a 4-game winning streak, Storm. And on that winning streak, they're outscoring opponents just like the Warriors are. They're outscoring opponents 142 to 51. So I think that's definitely the key for them is to jump out on the Warriors early and kind of punch them in the mouth, Storm, and kind of stun them and make them play from behind. And they finished second in a tough Chagrin Football Falls conference. So expect the Lutheran West, Storm, to come in here with some confidence. I think that they really like their chances. Like I said, as long as you get into the dance, you got a shot. That's what the Longhorns think here.
Moving right along here on a Mechanics Bank pregame show. Jelani Theodore here is our player spotlight. Over 1,000 yards passing and 300 yards rushing with 10 passing touchdowns as well as 3 rushing touchdowns. Garrett, this is going to be a battle of two dual threat quarterbacks.
Yes, Ron, you mentioned that. Both of these guys can do it, through the air and, of course, on the ground. And Jelani Theodore's had a solid season, over 1,000 passing yards, has 300 rushing yards added, 13 total touchdowns, 10 through the air, 3 on the ground. They also rely on a couple running backs, too, that they're going to hand the football off to and expect something from them. But I think what they're going to have to do tonight, they're going to have to put pressure on Bodpegn Miller. They're not going to be able to let him just sit back there, Storm, and kind of dice up the defense and kind of throw the football around to these wideouts and running backs. You got to get after Miller and kind of force him off his spot. But in the same vein, keep him in the pocket too, Storm, because you don't want to let him get outside contain, because when he gets outside contain, that's where he gets those 14 rushing TDs he's had so far this season. So defensive ends are going to be key here for Lutheran West to keep him in that pocket but not really let him get downfield.
Moving right along here to our Lutheran West. Keys to victory. They must open up the scoring quickly on their first drive, and they got to stay composed here on the road. Win or go home.
Yes, so obviously both of us big football fans. You're a Detroit Lions fan. I'm a big Minnesota Vikings fan. And when I watch the Vikings, Storm, I always feel like we need to score the first drive. I feel like scoring the first drive automatically sets a tone for your team, especially a team like Lutheran West coming into Ontario, who has 9 wins, and they're number 6 on the season. They in the region, excuse me. They're at home. They got all the momentum. You kind of want to just shock them. And then not only that, I feel like when you score first, you give yourself a ton of confidence. You tell yourself, we can play with these guys. We can win this game. And then, of course, the second key, Storm, is stay composed. Not everything's going to go your way tonight. The crowd's going to get involved. We hear the cowbells already, Storm. Cheerleaders, student sections. It's going to be a rowdy place down here at Niss Stadium. They got to be able to weather that storm. and we'll see if they can come out on top. But they got to stay composed.
So that's going to do it. I do have one more quip I want to mention here. Garrett, the feels like out there is 68. What's the weather feeling like out there? I know there was a little rain earlier today, but field conditions mostly dry, although it is just a little chilly out there.
Yeah, Storm, it doesn't feel too bad. I'm out here in a hoodie, so I think it feels pretty great. But I think the big factor is going to be the wind. The wind is at a constant. I mean, it's blowing pretty hard, so expect that to possibly affect the passing game here for both sides, Storm.
And that's going to do it, I think, for our Mechanics Bank pregame shows. You see just mere seconds away from kickoff. Garrett, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because the first time we're here or because it's playoffs, but I got a little bit of the butterflies tonight. I'm not going to lie.
Well, Storm, it's playoff time. It's win or go home, and now these guys, you work your tail off all year, all summer. I mean, this isn't just a couple months, Storm. These guys dedicated, from June 1st all the way until now, and you don't want to go home. You don't want to be the team that gets upset in Ontario. They got a lot, riding on this game. They want to try to advance and play a Tiff in Columbia, or maybe if Ashland could upset them. But, Lutheran West are going to get the ball first, Storm, and that was my key. They got to score this first drive. I think this is the first drive is going to be crucial. We'll see if they can get it done, but Ontario elected to defer, and they'll get the ball in the second half.
And I think especially when you come out as the lower seed and you're able to strike first, like in boxing, a quick jab, it can kind of stun your opponent, rattle them, open them up for, a bigger shot down on the scoreboard. So I feel like that is a very important key. I think they're going to need to get out to a fast start. So kickoff here, just moments away, just heard the ref's whistle. The Warriors kick it away, and we're off here as the Longhorns receive. They elect to take it out. Got some space up the middle. That was Aquarius Bradley, the 11th grader. He'll be brought down, and not great field position here for the Longhorns on their first drive.
Yeah, Mito elected to fair catch that one, Storm, and take it out to the 25, but see what they can do here. Let's see what kind of script they got here on the first drive, and see if they can punch it in for 6, Storm, against a very tough Ontario D.
So 1st and 10 here from the 20-yard line here for the Longhorns. Jelani Theodore, the 12th grader, 6'2", 200 pounds, and his troops will take the field. Theodore in shotgun, two receivers to his left, one to his right. He hands this one off. No running room, though, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Lutheran West.
Nowhere to go right there, Storm. Good job from the Ontario defensive line. Linebacker got in there as well. was able to fill that gap, shut down that running game before we got anything.
And Garrett, this is what we kind of talked a little bit about on our team spotlight, how much Ontario outscores their opponents, not just because they have a great offense. This defense is nasty. This is a group of guys here on the front seven that you don't want to run into come Friday night. Theodore once again in shotgun. He hands it off again. And another no gain here, maybe even a loss of a yard for the Longhorns, as there was no space for Decarius Bradley.
That's from out to start. The Longhorns wanted 2 back-to-back runs, and Ontario sniffed them out before they really got anything to go. That's going to bring up about a 3rd and 9 here. So not the start Lutheran West wanted here on the road.
Definitely not, but still, another down. It's about 3rd and 9 here for the Longhorns. We'll see what they're able to do. Longhorns taking a little bit extra time here in the huddle. They want to make sure they got the play right. Theodore once again in shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He's got 1 running back behind there. Sends a man in motion. Low snap. Theodore's just got to dive on it, and that's going to still loose, actually. We're going to wait for the referee. It's going to be Longhorns ball, but 4th down, Garrett. A detrimental mistake here for the Longhorns.
Yeah, Strom, I don't think it could get any worse on a first drive there for Lutheran West. They got sniffed out on those 2 run plays on 1st and 2nd down, and then just a miscue on the snap. Don't think the QB Jelani was ready for it. It kind of went behind him. He was fortunate enough to at least be able to fall on it and prevent that touchdown or safety, Storm. So now Ontario is going to get a chance to maybe try to block this punt or get it in great field position. I mean, they should be on plus territory here.
I definitely would agree with that. As the Longhorn punter deep in his own end zone gets this one away, and Ontario is going to have some terrific field position. Dylan Floyd receives it, takes off with it, has some room down the sidelines, but will be brought down. Garrett, after a long Sunday and week of NFL football, what always shocks me is how quickly these games go. I mean, there is no time really for a breather for these kids. There's no commercial, no TV timeouts, obviously. They're just right back at it.
Yeah, Strom, it takes a lot of endurance, especially if you play, both sides of the ball. And we'll see what Bodpegn Miller, Storm, and his offense can do here on their first possession all the way at the 30. So defense did their job. Let's see if the offense can do the same.
Yeah, Miller, number 8, the 11th grader. 6'4", he hands this one off. Chase Studer, big first down there and a great first play from scrimmage for the Warriors.
And Chase Studer, Storm, I remember hearing about him a couple years ago. The dude's a stud. He's kind of worked his way up, him and Bodpegn, for that matter, Storm. And offensive line just making just enough for Studer to be able to squeak through there. And it brings up a first down here for the Warriors. So great first play for this offense.
So 9:08 left to play here in the first quarter in the opening rounds of playoffs. Ontario knocking on the doorstep. Miller takes the snap. He'll keep it himself. Not as much room, but still a short gain for Miller on first down.
So it makes it so tough, Storm, about an offense with a QB that can run the football. We see it in today's NFL. And now it's, translating to the high school level. And Bodpegn Miller, one of the best to do it here in this area, running the football was a QB, man. I mean, this dude's a stud. Number 8 out there, he can do it all, Storm. He's a jack of all trades, and I expect him to really gash this defense from his legs.
Yeah, number 8, I mean, he's the tallest dude out there, Garrett. I don't think that you can miss him. His little trickery play, short handoff up the middle, but that's going to bring up a 3rd down for Ontario. But I mean, Miller, that is one big dude. I think he's an entire head above everybody else there on the field. That is not somebody I would want to try to take down.
I believe he's listed from around 6'3", 6'4". So. But I think right now you got to tip your cap to this Lutheran West defense. I know they got that first down, Storm, but it's 3rd and 7. They get a chance to try to get off the field. If they can do so, I think that's a win. But a lot easier said than done, Storm, against an offense, high power like Ontario's.
3rd and 7. Miller sends Studer out to the left. Miller, QB draw. He's got room. He's going to get to the end zone. And Miller opens up the scoring for the Ontario Warriors over the Lutheran West Longhorns.
Bodpegn Miller, Storm, making me look good at commentating, Storm. I just mentioned he was going to have a big night tonight rushing the football, and he's going to get the first points. Just a little QB draw, great blocking up front, and he's going to go untouched, Storm. It's too easy here for Miller and the Warriors in this first quarter so far with 7:41 remaining. Big-time drive from the Warriors.
Yeah, I feel like that was an impressive run there for Miller as the kick is up and it is good. 7-0 in favor of Ontario. We're going to take a quick break. Your score here in the first quarter, 7-0. We'll be right back after this.
It's back! Our prices are really sweet. You'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
The comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Hello and welcome back to Niss Stadium. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret Parlett. And Garret, we just saw the Ontario Warriors drive down a short field and score 7-0. And guess who it was? Garret Bodpegn Miller. No shocker there.
It's exactly what you want out of your football team, Storm, if you're a head coach. Defense goes out, get a stop on their first drive, and then your offense goes down to get some points. Exactly what the Warriors need here at home. Get this crowd involved. And now it's going to be Lutheran West turn, Storm, to see if they can respond here and stay composed.
So first down here for Lutheran West. We take a look at the replay here from Bodpegn Miller. And Garret, no shade to Bodpegn Miller for the run, but look at the offensive line. I mean, that is tremendous blocking. Bodpegn Miller could have basically just pretty much walked the entire length and got into that end zone.
Yeah, Storm, they're a big reason why the Warriors can move the football so well, Storm. They win in the trenches, and when you run in the trenches, Storm, it makes it a lot easier on a lot of guys, in the back end to be able to score touchdowns and get easy rushing lanes. And right there, offensive line carving out a beautiful hole to let Bodpegn Miller go through and get the Warriors on the board here first, Storm. And I expect the Lutheran West to try out here to really try to get creative on this offensive drive, Storm, to go get some points because you don't want to give the offense back to that high-powered offense.
So Bradley, another handoff to the outside. This one snuffed out from the Warriors. That's going to bring up second down. And Garret, I'd like maybe to see a little bit of a mix-up here from Lutheran West. They ran it their first 3 times, I believe, on their first drive. I'd like to see them maybe mix in a pass here or there because the Ontario Warriors, they have their number in the running game.
Yeah, right now, Storm, these running plays for Lutheran West and Longhorns really haven't gone anywhere. If they've gained anything, it's been 1 or 2, Storm. It's been very minimal. But, what's hard about the game of football, Storm, is you got to continue to run the football, even, when you get those ugly plays like that, when you only gain minimal yards because you want to suck in those linebackers to be able to throw the ball over the top when you do play action. We'll see where Lutheran West goes. Here to be a handoff to the outside.
Bradley, once again, has a little more room than before. Not enough for the first down, but it's going to make it third and manageable here for the Longhorns.
Well, you see why they love giving the football to Bradley, Storm. You see the speed instantly. I mean, if this guy gets on the outside, Storm, it could be trouble for the Warriors. The dude definitely has some track speed, Storm, but good job from the linebackers there from Ontario to rally, find him, and take him down. It brings up a crucial here, 3rd and 4 in the first quarter.
So Theodore lines up under center. Handoff there. Almost like a little brotherly shove play there. It's going to be short. But it's going to be 4th and 1, Garret. I don't know. This is a tough decision here, but I think that Lutheran West is going to elect to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, so they ran a little read option right there with a pitch to the back. If the QB decided to pull it down and not give it to the fullback, elected to give it to the guy up the middle, Storm. He gained a couple, about 3 in fact. So we'll see if they're going to try to draw the Warriors offside, if they're actually going to go for this.
So Theodore once again under center. They do snap
Little
it.
tush
Brotherly
push,
shove,
Storm.
the tush push. It's not going to work, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Warriors. They are hyped. First down on a short field for the Warriors again.
Wow, Storm, what a play from this defense. It's kind of tough to tell from our angle if he got it or not. You got a better angle up top than me, Storm, but wow. Credit that defensive line, man. They knew it was coming, and they stopped it right in its tracks, and now an opportunity here for Ontario to go up 14-0 just minutes into this quarter. Storm, 5:32 still remains.
Hey, you know what? I got big props out there for Lutheran West to run the tush push, you know. Everybody talks about how it's unbeatable. You know, you can't really do anything against it, but I mean, hey, we just saw it get stopped right there. It's obviously not in a non-guardable play.
Well, Storm, I love the call to go for it because
I do too.
I don't think you're going to beat this Ontario team by punting the football, Storm. You got to go down and score some points. You got to be aggressive, and it looks like it's going to be offsides here, Storm, on the Longhorns. So
offsides against the defense.
Critical mistakes here for the Longhorns beginning to pile up.
Hey, Garrett, you got to kind of think it. Maybe it's some of those pregame jitters, those playoff jitters. Maybe they just need to take a step back, breathe, relax, kind of slow down. I feel like some of it's kind of been the mental mistakes here early on for the Longhorns.
Yeah, they had a couple mistakes, Storm, but defense looking to try to get a big stop. You know, this would be critical for this game if they want to try to get back into it, if they can keep Bodpegn Miller and company out of the end zone.
As that's going to be a pass. Picked off. Oh, my goodness. The tip drill. Wow. Trying to get a number on that. Number 13. Theodore. The other Theodore.
Just ball's just thrown a little behind him, Storm. If he's able to lead him up the seam right there, probably would have been a touchdown for the Warriors. Ball's thrown a little behind, and Theodore with the tip drill, just getting his hand on it. And then talk about the hand-eye coordination. Be able to tip it and then dive and catch it. A big play, Storm, and exactly what they needed right there. Even if they can't get some points off this, Storm, just to be able to try to get some yards and flip the field position. Crucial play there from that D.
That was Jamian Theodore there on that one. Pardon me if I mispronounced that name. I'm trying my best up here in the booth, but what a momentum changer here. Job's not done, though, Garrett. You still got to drive basically the length of the field, but that is a way to bring your team some momentum. Theodore steps back, wants to go to the freshly interception and a big catch from Jermaine Theodore. He's down the sideline, 10-yard line, and that's going to be a score from the Longhorns. What a turn of events here from Lutheran West.
31-yard touchdown for Lutheran West.
I mean, you got to be kidding me, Storm. This dude just intercepted the football, came out on the very next play. They threw him a go ball, Storm. They trusted him. I mean, it's just pure man coverage, too, right here. I mean, it's a perfect throw, too. In stride to hit your receiver. Theodore, man. Wow. 2 big-time plays back-to-back to give Lutheran West some life here, Storm, on the road. And this home crowd, Storm, is silent.
Just the 10th grader at 6 foot 150. Jamian Theodore. The brother-to-brother connection there for the two Theodores as this kick is up and good. 7-7 your score. We're all knotted up. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
It's back! Down the street, our prices are really sweet. They'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry over.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Hello and welcome back to Niss Field. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret Parlett. And Garret, we just saw an incredible pitch and catch on the brotherly connection. Jalen Theodore to Jamian Theodore. Check out this go ball.
Warriors is 24.
Just an absolutely gorgeous pitch and catch here from the two brothers as Lutheran West ties this up at 7 apiece.
Well, Storm, I definitely don't think the Warriors will be running man coverage much here tonight. If they're going to leave Theodore out there on the outside, as this kick's bobbled a little bit. We'll see if Lutheran West can get down there and make a big stop, and they do. So the Warriors going to be backed up in their own territory here on their third drive, excuse me. That last drive we saw from the Warriors Storm was resulted in a Bodpegn interception, his 7th of the season. So a great kick and great special teams coverage here from the Longhorns, and now momentum, Storm, beginning to build up for those Longhorns.
I was going to say, Garret, you can definitely feel a shift of momentum here in favor of Lutheran West, and no fault to Ontario, Garret. I mean, how can your confidence at least not take a little bit of a rattle there off that huge interception that Lutheran West got?
What a play, too, from the same guy, Storm. You know, he had the interception and then the long touchdown on the very next play. That dude's trying to do anything he can do, Storm, to try to keep his guys in this game, and I think that's going to be
snap infraction?
False start here against the offense, so shoot themselves in the foot even more here, Storm. I mean, this is going to back them up to close to the 1 yard line.
You know, Garret, I did want to ask you something. You know, you're kind of the rules analyst here on this crew. Sometimes in the NFL, I actually just heard it for the first time the other day. I heard a snap infraction. So maybe after this play, you can enlighten me about what that might entail. Bodpegn Miller sends a man out in motion, takes it, quarterback draw, but Bodpegn Miller will be dropped at about the line to gain 2nd down.
Well, Storm, going back to your question, I think a snap infraction is when everybody but the center moves, indicating that the ball wasn't snapped. Snap infraction. I could be totally wrong, but I believe that's what it is. But it's nonetheless, I believe the same penalty. So I really don't, as a false start, I really don't think it changes much.
No, I was just the verbiage. I literally did not know. I've never heard it called before. I was just wondering, as Bodpegn hands this one off to Studer, he'll be swallowed behind the line of scrimmage, Garret. And Lutheran West is all over this game now.
The rushing attack couldn't be stopped, Storm. You know, on their first drive, Chase Studer and this offense line was carving out massive truck-sized holes, and now they got some energy, Storm, to the Longhorns on the road. They got the turnover. They got the touchdown. They're right back in the game. It's a 0-0 ball game, quintessentially. And now they have a chance, Storm, to really get the ball in good field position that they can hold here on this 3rd and long. I wouldn't expect Ontario to be super aggressive, backed up in their own territory. We'll expect maybe a handoff, but still got to rally to the football after the Longhorns defense.
So 3rd down and 12. Miller rolls out to his right, almost loses his footing, throws on the run, has a man wide open, and Dylan Floyd, the receiver. And how about Bodpegn Miller using the legs to extend the play?
The Storm, I just mentioned I wouldn't expect Aaron Eckert and the coaching staff to be super aggressive, but I also forgot they got a guy back there by the name of Bodpegn Miller. Look at this throw. This is a cross body, rolling out to your left, not your dominant sign, and throwing a ball right on the money for a 1st down on the sideline. I mean, perfect throw and perfect play for Millers. They needed some momentum, Storm, just to maybe flip field position if they still can't get a touchdown out of this drive.
That's going to be a Simonson Construction Services 1st down, and Studer trying to find some room up the middle. He will not. And Garret, I think this game's going to come down to who can pass the ball more efficiently. I think that's a fair estimate here.
Gain of 3 on the play, be 2nd down 7.
I think we need a timeout here, Storm, from the Longhorns, possibly. Maybe an officials timeout?
And a timeout on the field.
Officials are pointing somewhere.
Looks like they're wanting the coaches to come out onto the field.
So officials timeout here, Storm. I'm curious what this is.
They might be kicking you out, Garret.
I don't know, maybe.
Jim Harbaugh in the stands. Is he stealing signs from Lutheran West?
I'll tell you what, though, Storm. What an interesting start to this football game. I thought Ontario, they had a lot of momentum, but Lutheran West with the interception, they gained a lot of it back. Curious to see what is going on down here, Storm. I'm kind of losing my focus, but I think a fan might be getting kicked out of the game.
I was about to say, maybe he's coming to kick me out. I don't know. I don't think we have a Fisher cam. We'll see.
I believe he's up there with you, Storm.
I'm looking. I don't see quite yet.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen.
So I believe
no pointing of any
there's
lasers.
a laser
Once
pointer
again, ladies
in
and
the
gentlemen,
stands.
We are not to be using laser pointers. Thank you.
So somebody's pointing some lasers here, Storm.
I don't think it's Jim Harbaugh, Garrett.
Yeah, what do you think about that, buddy? I know you're a big Michigan fan.
Oh, everybody does it.
Not like that, buddy.
I'm so sick of hearing about it, man. Oh, whatever. Well, the official timeout is over. I'm done talking about it. No more sign stealing allegations. That's in the past as Miller has it in shotgun. Miller hands it off to Studer. He's trying to break through. He will not.
Studer
no
carry,
gain,
brought
third
down to
down,
21, Greg
and about
Fuentes.
8 for the Warriors.
Last time the Longhorns got this Ontario offense, a third down.
Yeah,
So we
two
saw
on the play,
Bodpegn
third
Miller
down,
kind of make a
5.
play with his legs. He got outside the pocket and found his receiver downfield. That's what's so tough about playing a guy that can also run the ball, Storm, at the QB position. You got to be, aware of his threat with his legs, because if you don't, he's going to pick you apart. But you also got to be able to stay, glued to your receivers downfield. So it's a tough challenge going up against a dual threat QB, and I'm sure that defensive coordinator for Lutheran West was up all night, Storm, trying to game plan for Mr. Miller.
Miller drops back, looks to his right, getting flushed out of the pocket, and that's going to be a sack from Lutheran West. A host of them getting into the backfield. And how about that,
89.
Garrett? As there's 89, and my roster ends at 88.
Well, great play right here from the defense, Storm. As the defensive ends on both sides kind of get up the field here. And great job from them, staying kind of square, Storm, keeping their shoulders kind of parallel and not allowing Bodpegn to kind of escape that contain. If Bodpegn was able to get on the outside of them, he had green grass, Storm, for a first down, but that time able to keep him in there, in there, and really make him try to look downfield, and the coverage was pretty sticky too.
Great punt there, but Lutheran West with a chance to return.
Bradley with the return.
Decent gain on that one as Lutheran West is going to set up shop at about the 40-yard line. They'll have a Simonson Construction Services Inc. first down.
On Saturday, November 4th at the Hub.
Only took them one play, right? On offense. One play on offense for about 86 yards. I think it took them about 8 seconds to score. So I'm sure if they could replicate that performance, they'd be pretty happy.
Much better field position, too, here on their third offensive drive. See if they can try to go down here and get some points. And Ontario's defense going to have to try to stand tall here.
First and 10 from their 41.
So first and 10. We're going to have a timeout here from Lutheran West, Garrett. Don't think that's an official timeout. I think we got a timeout here from the Longhorns. But what have you been seeing here early, Garrett? You think it's going to be the first team that gets their running game going, or what do you kind of think the key to pull away is here?
I think whatever team can try to hold on to the football more and not, let the other team get free possessions. Bodpegn Miller had that miscue, that interception thrown behind the receiver just a little bit ago, but and Lutheran West was able to get points off of it, so that was crucial because if Ontario was able to go in, Storm, it's a 14-0 ball game, and it's a little bit different feel. A lot of momentum on Lutheran West side. They got the sack. The defense is beginning to find themselves, so a lot of momentum on that Longhorn sideline.
So here we go. It's going to be first and 10 here for Lutheran West as the winner of this one goes on to play Ashland or Tiffin Columbia. That's correct, right?
Yep.
That is going down at Tiffin Columbia as we have another whistle on the field. No worries, as Theodore has it, snaps it, hands it off, and a little bit more room here for Bradley as he picks up a short gain. It'll be second down.
Gain of 4.
Got to continue to run the football even when you get minimal gains, Storm. This one a little bit bigger than usual for them. Bradley able to get just a couple, about 4 yards on the play, so brings up a second and manageable. See where they go here on second down.
1:10 left to go here in the first quarter. As Theodore lines up his guys. Only one receiver out to the left. A lot of guys on the line. As this one's going to be a quick pitch out to Bradley, trying to find some room on the outside. Got blockers in front of him. A great spin move. Bradley still on his feet, looking like Barry Sanders. As he's going to gather a first down, but one heck of a run there from Bradley.
Man, Storm, he took down multiple Ontario Warriors on that play with some jukes and trucking through some guys. 2 Ontario Warrior defenders right there. Another one right there, Storm, just continuing to run through tackles and not going to be able to bring him down just with his arm tackle, Storm. You got to form tackle and really drive your legs and kind of gang tackle him. So good start here for Lutheran West, Storm. After a rocky first drive, they're in position to try to go down here and take the lead.
30 seconds here. They're going to have to run at least one more play. Theodore takes a snap in shotgun, hands it off once again. That one minimal gain. That's going to bring up second down, and I think that might take us to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't expect the play to be run here, Storm, and it will. So we're all tied at 7s here at Niss Stadium.
So your score here in the first quarter, 7-7. We're all knotted up. You're not going to want to miss the second quarter of this one. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Are you ready for the comeback?
It's back! Down the street, our prices are really sweet. They'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing!
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Hello and welcome back to Niss Stadium. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret Parlett. And Garret, we join this game here on second down in the second quarter. 7-7 here. As Theodore has it, he hands it off this time to Bodie. Bodie's going to fall forward for a few yards. He's going to be short of the first down, but a nice gain there on second down.
Gain of 3 on the play. Brought down
Exactly what you do on second down, Storm, is make it easier on your offense when it's 3rd and short, not 3rd and long, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. 3rd and 6 to go for this Longhorn offense. Storm, we've seen it convert a couple times this drive. See if they can do it again.
3rd down and about 5 here for Theodore and his troops. He's got 2 backs, one to his left, one to his right, sends a man in motion. That's going to be a flag. I think that's going to be on Ontario. And is that an automatic first down or
offside
just 5 yards?
5-yard penalty.
Should just be 5 yards.
So that's going to make it 3rd and 1. Garrett, we'll see if maybe Lutheran West elects to go back to the brotherly shove.
You know, if you trust your guys up front, Storm, there's really not a need to try to push the ball downfield here. Get yourself a fresh set of downs, because if you don't convert, then it brings up a different play style that you might need to go to, but they're going to stick to the shotgun, Storm, and possible handoff here.
So no tush push there as Theodore keeps it himself. We're going to have another flag. I think we're going to back it up 5 yards this time.
Penalty on the play.
So it's going to be
ball start against the offense.
Basically a no call. Is
bring up 3rd down 6.
The Longhorns are going to have it essentially at where they had it at their previous spot. So 3rd and 6, Garrett, you think the play call, I think, changes just a little bit here.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see them try to air this out, Storm, and get their first down. You saw them go to Theodore Storm on that long touchdown. See if they go to him again. He won in man coverage the first time. If they run man, wouldn't expect them to try to go back to him.
I mean, you're going for it again here anyways. Why not take a shot deep when I feel like Ontario might not expect it? As we see, Theodore has 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, a back right next to him. Line's still standing, and they're going to elect to re-huddle here. Interesting start here to this quarter, Garrett, as only 1 play ran here, but we've been here for about 10 minutes. So Theodore, same formation, 1 back to his left, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Theodore on the in route, off the fingertips of, I believe that was Theodore. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Bring up 4th down.
Here deep in Warriors territory.
I think going for it's definitely the way, Fair Storm. No need to really punt this football away. You're kind of in the place where you ain't got enough leg for a field goal, and I really thought they were going to try to go for a run there, Storm, try to get some of it back to make it 4th and more manageable. I like the play call, going to one of your best receivers out there. He's got a hot start. He's got the interception and obviously the touchdown already. So like the call, but really expected them to try to just get some on that and make it easier. But another touchdown or another timeout, for Lutheran West here.
Yeah, so interesting here.
The Warrior High School Athletic Booster Club hosts bingo every Monday and Tuesday at 6:30 at the Richmond County
As we
Fairgrounds.
want to thank everybody here watching on Facebook and YouTube. We've got about 100 people watching between the 2 platforms. It's very exciting to be able to bring this game to you guys live and free here, our first time ever live streaming from Ontario. And the accommodations here have been awesome. I mean, Garrett, we're nomming down on some pizza here pre-game. Myself a bottle of water. Getting pampered here, Garrett.
Yeah, Storm, shout out to Ontario, treating us pretty great here tonight. They always keep us accommodated, Storm. They always have when we come out here for highlights. So shout out to the Warriors and the athletic department, Storm, for really keeping it home here.
So here we go, a big 4th down here as the Longhorns have been putting together a pretty healthy drive so far on this one. It's 4th and about 6 after 2 penalties, 1 by each team. Ontario's offside, sent them forward 5, and Lutheran West offside, sent them back 5. Theodore now tries to air it out. It's going to be a strip, not a strip, but a sack here from Ontario, and great defense to come up with the defensive stand turnover on down.
There with contact with 61, Raybon Skelton.
Skelton right there, Storm. I thought he was going to strip it away from the QB. Tough hands back there from Jelani Theodore to not lose that football, Storm. But, man, if they were to get a strip sack, it doesn't really matter because it was 4th down. But nonetheless, Ontario with a big stand there, Storm, to get the ball back in the hands of their star QB.
Start this drive, 1st and 10.
So Bodpegn Miller and his troops take the field as Bodpegn Miller already has a rushing touchdown, Garrett, but besides that first drive, their last couple drives, the yards have not been easy to come by.
Those from this Lutheran West defense has kind of stood tall, and interesting formation here. You got 3 guys, and I think the tight end slipped there, but he's able to get it out to him, so he slipped, Storm, and was still able to get up and get the football.
Miller's pass complete to Floyd.
That was Floyd out there. When in motion, Storm, and it's a great play design. All they're going to do is just send him right underneath these wide receivers. All they're going to do is just beat decoys here and clear out this side of the field.
Gain of 5 on
going to roll out Miller there for the easy pitch and catch. And, those plays like that, Storm, when you're able to get it out to your star players and your athletes on the outside, it's just like a run play. Just like a quick bubble screen, get it out to your guys and really let them try to get on the outside to do some damage. So, nice gain right there for the Warriors on 1st down.
Yeah, just like they drew it up, Dylan Floyd with a breakdance mid-play as Miller keeps this one again. He's going to look downfield, beating flush out of the pocket, lets this one go, gets tattooed as he throws it.
Miller's pass incomplete.
Miller slow to get up. But able to get up and walk back to the huddle. He took a lick as he let that one go.
Yeah, Storm, I couldn't see if there was a wide receiver in the area or not. He is out of the pocket, though, so as long as it's able to cross the line of scrimmage. Kind of gets dragged down and kind of rolled up on. So fortunate enough to see Bodpegn Miller get up and looks unscathed here, Storm. So I was going to be in shotgun all alone back there and empty.
Must get lonely back there in the backfield as Miller gets.
How many of these have we had here tonight?
Oh,
so
yeah.
far,
On the field.
That was Lucas Jones, the defense, or excuse me, that was actually Leroy Russ, the defensive end here
Offsides
on the
against the
left
defense.
side. It's going to be offsides.
Result of
Going to
plays
give
good enough for
Ontario
Warrior.
the first down, and a big mistake there, Garret, as they had Ontario on third down.
Ontario's ball, 1st and 10 from the Longhorn, 47.
So first,
go ahead, Storm.
Oh, sorry. 1st and 10 here for Bodpegn Miller and the Warriors. He takes the snap, hands it off. That's going to be Batlenberg as he'll pick up a big first down for the Warriors. As we saw,
brought down by Campbell.
The unfortunate offsides penalty for Lutheran West could lead to disaster here.
13 for Van Tilburg.
Van Tilburg right there, Storm, rolling the boom right there at the end of that run to get the first down, and now the Warriors offense beginning to move with the help of that offsides penalty, Storm, on third down. Could come down to be crucial.
Bodpegn hands this one off to Studer. He's trying to get upfield. He'll get a healthy gain. Not enough for a first down, but about 8.
Van Tilburg with another carry here, Storm, just right up the gut. Offensive line kind of washes everybody down, and he's able to sneak through. Defensive end was untouched, too. They decided to leave him unblocked and really make Van Tilburg kind of just make a miss, Storm, and he did. He's able to get a solid gain, and now brings up 2nd and short.
So a direct snap here to Studer on 2nd down. It's going to depend on the spot here for the first down, but a gain. I think they're going to bring up 3rd and short here for the Warriors.
Gain of 2 on the play, brings up 3rd down.
We saw Lutheran West go to it, Storm. You go to the QB sneak here and kind of just see if your guys can maul up front. They're going to keep Miller back in shotgun here, Storm, with 3 wide receivers out to his left and 2 to his right.
Bodpegn Miller tries to go with the hard count again, Garret. And these Longhorns, they're antsy to get in the backfield, as that was almost another offsides. Miller resets, takes the snap, QB draw. He's got a blocker in front of him. He's going to get the first down, and that's enough to move the chains here for Simonson Construction's first down.
Miller didn't get a ton right there, Storm, but he's able to get just enough there for the first down.
For Miller. 1st and 10.
Got about 3 or 4 on the play, so Miller not only can pass the ball, Storm, we've talked about it a lot, he also can run it. Has the lone rushing touchdown here, the lone points for the Warriors as they're trying to punch it in once again here in the 2nd quarter.
Miller now looking to pass, goes downfield, almost picked off, and it's just dropped, almost intercepted, but we do have a flag on the field.
Yeah, Storm, I think this is going to be PI here, pass interference on the defense. A little bit too much. Kind of see a grab right there. I don't know. I thought if the flag was going to be called, it probably should have came from the back judge back there that was standing in the end zone. But it's kind of tough to see from our angle. I thought there was a little bit of a grab, but I'm not sure if it was enough to earn a penalty. But nonetheless, Warriors will get a first down out of this.
And almost picked off there for Lutheran West. It wouldn't have mattered in the end, but still, to get 2 interceptions here from Bodpegn Miller, that would be pretty great in the first half, I would say. 8:50 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Miller, shotgun once again, sends 2 guys in motion. Bodpegn Miller, 1st and 10, takes it, hands it off to Studer, trying to get to the outside. 2 guys to beat. He'll step out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
Here's the 5. Forced out by Theodore.
Able to get a good gain on there. Just pull some of the offensive linemen, get some blockers out in front. But
gain of 5 on the play.
Studer not able to find the end zone, so brings up about a 2nd and 5-ish, Storm. I think they can still get a first down at about the 1-yard line. I'm not sure if the line judges are on the line or if they're just a couple yards back.
I think it's basically 2nd and goal here. Miller takes a snap, hands it off to Studer, tries to get to the outside. He's going to get stood up short. Third down here for the Warriors.
So Lutheran West trying to get a goal line stand here, but see where the offense goes here, Storm. They've kept it in Bodpegn Miller's hands when it's been a crucial down on the rushing touchdown he had, and then on the fourth down on this drive where he picked it up with his legs. I would expect it to give it to him, Storm, and expect him to try to punch this thing in for 6. But so far, it's been the running backs this drive that really have got it done. Van Tilburg as well as Studer, and they're going to go back to empty. I wouldn't be surprised for a QB draw here, Storm.
I definitely would not be either. Ontario still can get a first down as that's what it is, the quarterback draw, and Miller dives forward, and that's going to be an Ontario Warriors touchdown. Miller once again finding pay dirt.
This guy lives in the end zone, Storm. He's had 31 touchdowns in the regular season, and now in postseason play, he's got the only 2 scores on the board for the Warriors, and this time, just a pull from the right guard right there, able to get a block, and 2 rushing touchdowns tonight here for Bodpegn Millers, the Warriors. Had some adversity, Storm, throughout that first quarter, and some in the second. We're able to overcome it, and now they take that lead, 13-7, pending this PAT.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So 14-7 your score here in the mid-section of the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing!
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Avenue, Mansfield, Ohio.
Hello and welcome to Niss Stadium. From Bluntschly, joined by the illustrious Garret, Parlett, and Garret. Bodpegn Miller finding the end zone. I think everybody in the stadium pretty much knew that was going to be a QB draw there on 3rd and goal about the 1-yard line. No surprise there, but Ontario able to reclaim a 14-7 lead.
And we kind of talked about it a little bit, Storm, before the break there, but Ontario, I mean, it wasn't all easy in that first and second quarter so far here tonight. And this is Theodore once again, Storm. We had the interception, he had the touchdown, and now a decent return here as the flag flies in here from the back. Expect that to be more than likely a hold, but see what the refs say down here on the field.
Garret, we've had some great defensive play here as the face mask. So tack on an extra 15 yards to that return, but Garret, really has been a battle of 2 defenses here. You know, the rushing defense for both teams has been just phenomenal. Just a couple of big chunk plays, I feel like, for both teams, but we'll see if the Ontario Warriors defense can hold on and create another stop.
I think for Lutheran West, Storm, they need to go back to, airing the football out. They've had some separation, out on the outside, the long touchdown pass, of course, but you can't just go back there and sling the rock, 30 times a game, Storm. You got to commit to the running game. You got to make these guys, respect your running attack. And so far, Lutheran West has had a decent couple games. Storm. Other than that, it's been pretty minimal for them on the rushing side.
Yeah, running the Minnesota offense, as this is going to be a QB draw run pass option. It's actually going to be D'Angelo Taylor down the sidelines, one man to beat. He'll get bumped out of bounds. Excuse me, that's Jelani Theodore on the big gain, and what a great play from Lutheran West. A little bit of laundry down, though.
It's probably going to be a hold, Storm. I think it was a hold down the field. That would be really my only guess. We'll see what the stripes say here, but They got to get this guy the football, man. I mean, every time he touches it, something special happens to him.
Definitely. That was an incredible play call there from Lutheran West. There will be a block in the back here from Lutheran West, Garrett. That's a momentum killer right there.
I mean, he took it all the way down to about the 10-yard line, so maybe even closer. And love the play design right there. Just a run-pass option, little bubble screen. Leaves the QB an option to throw it out wide, Storm, or just take off with it. And was able to get it out to his guy, Theodore. And he's made big plays here tonight, Storm. He's been the key factor for them, both offensively and defensively. He's had the interception. He's had the touchdown. They got to get him the football more. I mean, the dude can make some plays for him, especially when he gets out in space like that.
I'm kind of confused about where the chains are set up here. The ball is right at about the 1-yard line. Am I like reading something wrong here, Garrett?
Not sure if they're throwing the flag, Storm, where the hold was at. And then,
spot foul.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
So 1st and 2 here.
So 1st and 2 as Theodore has it.
Fumble.
A fumble here, but Theodore able to jump on it, Garrett. And that's what you kind of run into with that run-pass option there. You don't really know what's going to happen. You got to read the defense on the fly, and that's one of the dangers right there.
4 brings up 2nd down 6.
The running back kind of confused her. Didn't know if he was going to get it or not, Storm. So QB tried to pull it out of the belly there, but just dropped it, and the QB fortunate enough to fall on it. There was 2 Ontario defenders there, Storm. If he wasn't able to get it, they were there to scoop it up. And see where the offense goes now. You had a 1st and 2, now 2nd and 6, so going backwards at this point.
So as opposed to a 50-yard gain, it was a 4-yard loss there on that previous play. Theodore fakes the handoff, another run-pass option. They got it to the other Theodore, and a similar, not as great result, but a similar result as Theodore fired up after the play. I think he wanted a flag, maybe a late hit there, but Jelani Theodore making a few men miss.
Just give him the football, Storm. Give him the football out wide. He's making people miss out there, and kind of hard to tell from our angle, but it did look like it was kind of a late hit right there, late shove. But nonetheless, it is 1st down here. The Simonson Construction Services 1st down for that matter, but Theodore, Storm. The Theodore connection here is on fire here in this stadium.
It's that sibling connection, man. They can communicate like with their minds. It's pretty crazy, actually, as Theodore holds on to this one. Is a little bit overthrown. Spoke too soon, Garrett. I feel like that can't help but feel a little bit responsible for that one.
Bring up 2nd down.
Well, I think it's just more the wide receiver Theodore, Storm just he needs a breath. I mean, the dude, he had the 60-yard run that got called back, and then he just had a 25-yard run. They're trying to feed him the football, but at some point you got to be able to have a breather and catch your breath. And right there, that's why he was kind of tapping on his helmet. Storm. He needs a sub. He needs to go down and get some water.
So 2nd down and 10 here for the Longhorns. Theodore with 2 backs to his left and to his right. They hand it off to Bradley. He's trying to find the outside. He'll get about a 5-yard gain to bring up 3rd down.
Brought down the play by Booker.
This is about where the drive stalled out for the Longhorns on their last drive. Garrett, they went for it on 4th down. Were not able to convert. We'll see if they're maybe able to get a little further and maybe even to the end zone on this drive.
Wouldn't be surprised here, Storm, if they just try to, take a chunk here out of this 3rd and 8. Maybe try to get 3, 4, 5. If you can get the 1st down, of course, get it. But you want to make it easier on your offense on 4th and short, 4th and 1 to be able to try to convert this. Because I believe they're going to go for this regardless. And a little miscommunication there in the backfield from the Lutheran West offense. We'll get a timeout call.
Lutheran West 3rd and
so that is 2 timeouts that Lutheran West has burned on offense. As you saw, Garrett, Jelani Theodore was in for that last
At this time, we ask
play
all
on the right side.
Military to please stand.
Here in the 2nd quarter, 3rd down,
Everyone,
tied up
please give them a round
14-7.
of applause, thanking them for their service.
It's been a tight game, Storm. It's been back and forth. A lot of guys, both teams, throwing punches.
We'd also like to
welcome. Thought Ontario was going to start to kind of run away with it after that. They got to stop defensively, Storm. Then they went down and scored some points. But then the defense stepped up for the Longhorns here on the road. They got the interception. Then they got the long touchdown. But then Ontario coming right back, Storm. They got the touchdown of their own. So it's been a roller coaster of a game here, Storm, from both sides. But we'll see which side goes into the half here. Maybe tied or which one has the lead.
6:38 here in your Charter Next Gen scoreboard. Out of the timeout, Lutheran West. Out of the timeout. Same formation. Theodore, 2 backs in the backfield. Receivers to his left. Play fake, setting up the screen, trying to go downfield. They have a man. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, my goodness. What a catch from Quentin Frankhouse going up. Give me that ball. Wow.
Wow, Storm, what a play. They went to Theodore trying to moss the defender, but the defender mosses him. He ripped it away from Theodore, Storm, in the air. Kind of landed on the ball there. I think that's why he's kind of was shaking up, Storm. Kind of got the wind knocked out of him. What a play right there from Frankhouse.
Frankhouse saying, I'll take that, please. Sign at the door next time.
1st and 10 from the 3-yard line.
That is the first turnover here for Lutheran West. Garret, just watch this one more time.
I initially thought that Theodore had it, Storm, and they kind of both got their hands on it right there, but Frankhouse able to rip it away. Thought the ball was maybe a little underthrown, but not enough really to do much with, Storm. But what a play right there for Ontario, and backed up in their own territory still, but still forced that turnover, the first of the game for this Ontario D.
So Bodpegn Miller and company are going to have to go the length of the field. And Garret, that's the 2 best catches so far in this game have been 2 interceptions. I mean, I am wowed by these 2 defenses. So Miller out left now as Studer takes the snap, tries to go inside. Great cut from him.
Studer on the carry.
Garret, I thought we might have seen the Bodpegn Miller athleticism there on maybe the Philly special.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on it out there on his wide receiver release, but the dude's an athlete. Wouldn't be surprised if he can possibly get back there and play wide out as well, but just a wildcat there with Chase Studer, try to get themselves, out of the end zone, out of this backed up territory. See where they go here on 2nd and 6.
So Miller on 2nd down at about 7. He hands it off once again. I think that's Studer still on his feet. And how about the legs of Studer keeping the feet moving and getting a big gain for a first down.
First down.
Just following his blockers up front, Storm. They're carving out holes. Big-time block right there from Floyd, the wide out / tight end. And exactly what they wanted to do, Storm. Get out of their own territory, get a first down, and now they can kind of settle into their normal offense and normal playbook here and not backed up in their own territory.
And, Garret, what's crazy about this game we have going on right now is that Lutheran West very easily could be up 21-0 as Studer trying to look for some space. He'll fall forward for a 2nd down, but
Studer on the
Lutheran
carry.
West, they've had their opportunities. It very well could be 21-7 as we have a Longhorn down on the field.
And an injury timeout on the field.
But the Ontario defense stepping up and playing fantastic here tonight.
Yes, from outside of that long touchdown, they haven't allowed huge plays from this Lutheran West offense. They had the long touchdown. Other than that, they've been able to make plays in the passing game. Deflect some passes, got the interception right there from Frankhouse, and what a catch, man. That's going to be up for top play of the week. I can almost guarantee it.
That might be call of the night, man. That was incredible. That was something special. You don't see that at any level, let alone that kind of athleticism here at the high school level. So 14-7 here at Niss Field is the injured Longhorn able to get up. I think it was just a cramp, so that's a good sign. That was Cortland Campbell, the 11th grader, heading back over to the sidelines. And Garret, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might already be the 3rd quarter at Hillsdale versus Lucas. So definitely a slower paced game here tonight.
I think that directly translates, Storm, just because of the more passing here compared to especially teams like Lucas and Hillsdale that absolutely love to run the football, Storm, regardless if it's 3rd and 20 or not. They're going to go to that rushing attack, and we'll see if Ontario maybe goes to rushing attack, and they will.
As Bodpegn Miller hands this one off. It's going to be
Vantilberg on the carry.
Vantlenberg for another gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Brought down by Jayden Theodore. Gain of 3, 3rd down 2.
So big 3rd down here for the Warriors and for the Longhorns. They definitely want to get a stop here. Get the ball back, maybe tie things up before halftime. Miller in shotgun, tries to go for the hard count. Looks like he's trying to audible. He puts Vantlenberg in motion, hands it off. He's got a blocker in front of him. Vantlenberg will get the first down, but a flag on the turf.
There's a flag on the play.
See flags all the way out there wide, Storm. It's usually going to be a hold. I think it is going to be against the Warriors, too, so it's going to take them back just a little bit. Had a solid gain on that play. Big miscue there for the Warriors.
So as opposed to being a first down, it'll be 3rd and long here. This is a familiar scenario, though, we've seen Ontario in, Garrett, is I feel like their 2 biggest plays have come on 3rd and long. We'll see what Bodpegn Miller and his boys are able to do here.
So 3rd and 12, Storm. I expect the pass here, especially when you got a QB like Miller back there. They're going to trust their guys.
Timeout, Ontario.
Another timeout here, Storm.
Of the first half.
Lutheran West has burned all 3 of theirs, and I believe this is Ontario's
and
first.
You could win big at the
Ontario not far behind there in the
4th,
timeout category.
Tickets are on sale now at the Ontario online.
Give me a second, Garrett. I can
stop by the Booster Club
potentially
tent
give us a score update.
Ladies and gentlemen, have those 50-50 tickets handy at halftime. We'll be announcing the winning number.
Take a little look-see at what we've got going on here around OH.REPORT land. I cannot find him, Garrett. It'll have to be something I find at halftime, man.
Let us down, Storm.
I'm not very tech-savvy, man. What can I say?
You let the entire world down with that.
I really did, man. That is.
Really did. I was waiting.
Quit. I know I let everybody down. I don't need a reminder. As Bodpegn Miller has it, drops back to pass. The rush is coming. Set up screenplay here for Studer. He's going to have to beat a man. He'll be brought down at about the line of scrimmage. I like the play call. Just not the result you want, though, if you're the Warriors.
So they're going to get the football back to Lutheran West Storm after the big-time interception from Frankhouse. They only got the lone first down out of it. Had a hold that kind of put them, with their backs against the wall. It was a 3rd and 12. They only got 3 yards on that Chase Studer screen. So it gives Lutheran West a chance, Storm, to get the football and try to go get some points here before the half, try to tie things up.
Carter Weaver back to kick this one away. He's at about the 5-yard line. Good snap. He gets this one away. Booming punt. It's going to be received right about the 50-yard line and some decent field position, but a flag on the field here.
There is a flag on the field.
Can't believe I dropped the ball on the scores, man. It's usually what I'm good at, but not today. It's not my night, man.
Another block on the back, Storm. This one's going to go against Lutheran West, so they had it on Ontario's side of the field, but now they're going to be back 15 yards and make it tougher on themselves.
So the 41-yard line, picked it back up where he's going to take it. He's just going to spot it at the middle of the field. So about the 41-yard line is where Lutheran West will start. Garrett, they've been doing a great job at getting into plus territory, but I mean, some turnovers on downs and interception. It's been hard for them to reach the end zone here tonight.
Yeah, I think they've had solid success moving the football, especially when they got the ball in Theodore's hands out wide, Storm, the wide receiver. When he's had a chance to have the ball in his hands, he's made people miss. He's got the long touchdown, and he's had a night here tonight. We're going to go back to the rushing attack and a bobble here, Storm, and I think Ontario got it.
Oh my goodness, another miscued snap for Lutheran West, and Ontario capitalizes. They're going to have some great starting field position. Great.
Just a little pitch here, Storm, out to the running back. He can't corral it, and Ontario right there, right time. And there's been a couple fumble snaps here tonight, Storm, where Ontario, the ball didn't bounce their way. They weren't able to fall on it, but this one, the pitch out wide. They're able to fall on this one, and now they get a chance to go up 2 scores here. Plenty of time to do it with 3:14 left here in the second.
And Garrett, you can definitely see the frustration building on the Lutheran West Longhorns just defensively. Their body language now, they're definitely frustrated. I feel like they should definitely have more than 7 points with how efficiently their offense has been. It's just been those self-destructive mistakes that they've been making that have them looking on the wrong end of a lead.
Thought they played pretty well, Storm, you know, besides those turnovers and besides those penalties that have went against them. And it's going to be a handoff here. I believe Studer going to the outside. He's able to cut it back behind his blockers, get a decent gain where really there was nothing there. But I thought they played well, Lutheran West has so far here tonight, outside those turnover, Storm. But that's usually where the football game is won, with the turnover battle.
There's going to be a lot of people out there in OH.REPORT land that are not going to like this comparison, but Studer, he reminds me a lot of Blake Corum, you know, a shorter guy, but he never stops running. He runs so hard. I mean, it takes a couple of guys to bring him down as he goes right up the middle. I mean, check that out, just dragging guys along with him. The dude never stops moving his legs.
Good enough for a Warrior.
Big time carry right there, and that's going to result in a first down. And this Warriors offense trying to go down and get some more points.
7 yards for
They're also going to get the ball at half too, Storm. So could get a quick 2-for-1 here if they're able to go and get a touchdown and then get one right out of the half.
Yeah, the question is, how fast do you want to score? As there's 2 minutes left. I mean, Ontario's in total control of this with no Lutheran West timeouts left on the board. Another handoff to Studer. He's going right up the gut. He'll make it to the second level and a pickup of about 5.
Studer on the carry.
It's been all Studer this drive, Storm. This
gain is 6 on the
shout out to that offensive line, too. I mean, he went 3-4 yards without even getting touched, Storm. And now Studer sets up this offense in 2nd and 5.
Goal in division and on the stop.
Would be surprised if the Warriors elect to do anything basically but run here. As Miller hands it off to Studer once again. He'll be brought down in the backfield. 3rd down and about 7 coming up for them.
Tilburg stopped by Bradley.
So now brings up an interesting decision here. It's about 3rd and 6 here from about the 21-yard line. We'll see if the Ontario Warriors here want to try to push the ball down the field, Storm, if they're content just running this football, winding the clock down, and then taking a chance to get a field goal here.
Bodpegn Miller goes out to his right. He's going to use his legs. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to pick up a huge first down on 3rd and long. He's going to set up, I believe, 1st and goal for the Warriors. 1 minute left to play here in the half.
Miller just following his blockers and navigating his way through traffic, Storm. Don't know how he got the first down out of there. It was a traffic jam, but he found his way through. Was able to get a first down, as now clock's becoming the enemy here for Ontario. But it's Van Tilburg going to get down to about the 1-yard line, Storm, so they're managing this pretty perfectly with 44.8 seconds remaining.
And the entire county knows what's coming left. It's going to be Bodpegn Miller. QB draw, he takes the snap. He does hand this one off, but just short. Some great defense there from Lutheran West. The clock continues to run. 30 seconds left to go. Ontario still does have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, there's no rush here, Storm. You got plenty of time.
They elect not to use their timeout. Bodpegn Miller in shotgun. Hands this one off. Studer stopped once again. And how about the defense here from the Longhorns? And now the Warriors elect to take one of their 2 remaining timeouts.
Yeah, now's when you call the timeout, Storm. And would you mind queuing that replay up for me one more time, bud? If you could, but
I'm sorry, what?
Could you cue that replay up real quick again? What we just had?
You let me know when to freeze it.
I'm just trying to see what happened here. Just linebacker kind of just untouched there. Storm left guard wasn't able to get around and kind of get any hands on him, and he just ran right up through the gut and made the stop. Big time play there. Now it's 3rd and 3, 15 seconds left. You have another timeout, so you can still run the football here, Storm, if you're confident. And they've been confident. Bodpegn Miller, they've been putting the football in his hands, rushing the football, and he's had great decisions. 2 touchdowns here tonight, so I wouldn't expect anything differently, Storm. It'd be different if you didn't have that timeout because you'd be forced really to throw the football, but in this situation, you got a timeout in your back pocket and still got it down to spare. I wouldn't be surprised for a run here for the Warriors.
I wouldn't either, but maybe a play-action pass here from Ontario just to try to catch the Lutheran West, maybe sleeping, maybe selling out completely for the run. We will see what Aaron Eckert calls for his boys. The line is stacked here for Ontario. Miller rolls out to his right. He's going to get swallowed. Oh, my goodness. What a group of 3 plays here for Lutheran West, as that was Jaden Theodore in the backfield.
So they just took the timeout. I believe they're going to let it run Storm down all the way and just probably take a shot here at a field goal, or will be a timeout now.
Timeout
from Coach Eckert with 2.1
Ontario's
seconds remaining here in this half, Storm. He's going to bring on the field goal unit.
I mean, you're happy with the points, Garrett, here if you're Ontario, but you got to be upset you weren't able to get into the end zone. I believe they were as close as about the 2-yard line, but 3 great defensive plays in a row for Lutheran West, as that was Theodore on the big stop there. Jaden Theodore. Garrett, there are actually 3 Theodores on the field. Isn't that crazy? 2 seniors and 1.
They've had big impacts tonight here, too.
Yeah, 2 seniors and 1 sophomore. I mean, that has got to be such a cool and unique experience to have not only just one of your other brothers, but 2 of your brothers playing here in the playoffs.
We'll see what Lutheran West does here, Storm. I mean, they're going to bring some pressure, obviously. But, I mean, stopping them when they were all the way down about the 1-yard line, to be able to stop them, it could bode well for them if they're able to, hope for a miss or try to get a block if they're able to get a hand on this. But keeping them out of the end zone and not allowing that touchdown could be huge for them. We'll see I believe it's Booker, if he's able to knock this through.
This would be an awesome time for a fake here, but I don't think we're going to see one. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So a 3-point trip there at the end of the first half. We have a score of 17-7 in favor of the Warriors. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with a halftime band show as well as some stats. We'll be right back after this.
Are you ready for the comeback?
It's back! Down our street, our prices are really sweet. Gifts ain't big all October. Don't delay, just hurry over
to Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Ave, Mansfield, Ohio.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not? Randy Moss.
Dan Marino? You alright? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa? I still got it.
22.
22.
Delay a game, number 13.
Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good, right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2023 Ontario Warrior Marching Bands. The 2023 Ontario Marching Band is directed by Mr. Elijah Hinkle and Mrs. Megan Heiler. Percussion coach Dave Wolbert. Royal Guard Haley Foss. Majorette coach Darcy Broom. Golden Girl coaches Mindy Leach and Morgan Eckert. In April, our band and show choir will have the opportunity to travel to Florida to perform at Disney World. So tonight, we begin our show with a medley of recognizable Disney favorites, otherwise known as the Disney Magic Marches. From the film Frozen 2, the next song is about Elsa's inner conflict, deciding whether or not to leave Arendelle and track down the source of a mysterious voice that she keeps hearing. Here is Into the Unknown from the film Frozen 2. The next song from the Disney musical Moana gave Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson his first musical debut as the larger-than-life demigod Maui, featuring the Warrior Drumline. This is You're Welcome. marching band! Please stay tuned for details about our halftime and review show, which features our wonderful marching band, which will be announced soon. And as always, go Warriors!
Are you ready for the comeback?
It's back! Down the street, our prices are really sweet. You'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Ave, Mansfield, Ohio.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not?
Randy Moss. Dan Marino? You alright? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa? I still got it. 22. 22.
Delay game, number 13.
Let's see. Hey. I need that senior discount. That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good, right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Hello and welcome back to Niss Stadium. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret Parlett. Garret, our inaugural game here at Niss Stadium as we take a look at our halftime stats here for the game here between Ontario and Lutheran West. Garret, honestly, there hasn't been a lot of yards here so far. It's mainly been a tale of two defenses, especially this Warriors defense who's been playing phenomenal here tonight.
Yes, Ron, there's been a lot of penalties here today. A lot of penalty yards on both teams. And then, of course, the three turnovers combined from both. Lutheran West with the two, and then Ontario, obviously, they've thrown a couple picks themselves. So it's been a struggle here, Storm, really for both sides to really move the football. But when they do, they've been able to convert it into points. And right now, Ontario, they had a chance to punch it in there, Storm, to end the half. but they weren't able to do so. Big-time stand from Lutheran West, and they're going to try to build off that storm here coming into the second half, and we'll see if they're able to do that. They're going to need some points here, as Ontario's going to get the ball first, too, to start the half storm. So Lutheran West, they need to stop here on this first drive.
And here on our Mechanics Bank halftime show, Garrett, I talked about it. I feel like this game very easily could be 21-14 in favor of Lutheran West. They just really haven't been able to punch it into the end zone yet. We're still waiting for that. They had one big shot there on their second drive. They've been in plus territory plenty of times, but not able to find pay dirt except for that one lonely time.
Yeah, Storm, they've had a couple big plays, and most of it's coming from Jermaine Theodore. He's had a big couple plays down the field, Storm. Jelani Theodore's been getting him the football, and then when they get him out in space, he's been able to convert pretty well. But when they haven't been able to get the football, Storm, they've struggled to run the football. It's kind of just been a challenge for them, and a lot of it's comes from the penalties and the miscues. They've had a couple big plays that were called back for flags or penalties. They just haven't really been able to get, going, and all 11 guys going at the same time, all 11 guys in unison. So it's been a struggle here tonight for the Longhorn Storm, but they're not out of this game. They've got a lot of stuff that they can hang their hat on that first half that they did really well. Throwing the football, I thought they did a great job of that. 89 passing yards, a lot coming from that big gain, Storm, but we'll see if they can continue their success throughout the year.
And Garrett, it has been I feel like a couple of mistakes from Lutheran West. They had the interception. They have some flags. They weren't able to convert on a fourth down. It's just going to be tough for them to come back if they keep making these self-destructive mistakes.
Well, especially they're already down 10 points coming into this half, Storm, and they've struggled mightily to stop the Ontario offense. They got that goal line stand, fortunate enough, because if not, it could be a 21-7 game. They could be down 2 touchdowns. So they got that going for them. They got a big stop. They got to get a stop here. They can't allow Bodpegn Miller and company to just drive down here and get some points and kind of put this game away. So we'll see how they respond here in the second half.
That's going to do it here for our Mechanics Bank halftime show as the second half is underway. It was a little bit of a bobble there from Ontario, but that's Peyton Dusgan on the return, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Warriors. Bodpegn Miller with 2 rushing touchdowns here tonight, almost got a third one, but they were stopped on some excellent defense from Lutheran West. But Miller has his fingerprints all over this game.
Yeah, Storm, he's been a big factor here tonight. He's been a big factor for Ontario throughout the entire season. Bodpegn Miller has. I don't expect him to be kind of the key focal point here for the offense, Storm, throughout the rest of this half.
So Miller sends a man in motion, wants to take off with it by himself, but the great defense from Lutheran West continues and bleeds over here into this second half as that is going to be minimal gains, 2nd down and long.
A little misdirection, trying to get Lutheran West to float to the right and then just pull those guards back to the backside, Storm. But great job from the linebackers and the defensive line of the Longhorns to kind of read that, sniff that out, and tackle Bodpegn Miller for a loss of about 3.
So Bodpegn Miller takes the snap, rolls out to his right, looking downfield, airs this one out, but that was pretty much onto the track, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. And Garrett, I had a little question, a little thought that I've kind of been pondering in my mind for the past few weeks. I know how much you love these questions that I ask you, but I always have been curious about what people watch the OH Report on. You think it's kind of like a family thing where you sit down, it's like, oh, the OH Report's on, we're going to watch it here on our Fire Stick, or you think it's kind of more like the cell phone, like you're watching it, in the comforts of your own bed, with your AirPods. And, I've always kind of wondered that. Okay. Miller, one more time, trying to uncork it, has a man downfield, and a huge catch from Quentin Frankhouse. Nobody's gonna catch that man. Touchdown, Warriors.
3 yards to Quentin Frankhouse for 6.
And Frankhouse has had a big night tonight, Storm. He had the interception, and this one, he just outran the defender by 4 or 5 yards for the touchdown. And Bodpegn Miller, man, look at the arm talent here. Rearing back and tossing this thing. A little confusion on the back end from the Longhorns D, and no one's going to catch Frankhouse, Storm, as he goes into the end zone for a touchdown. And that was on 3rd and 13, an opportunity for the Longhorns to get the football back. But Frankhouse and Miller strike for 6.
Frankhouse making this look more like a track meet as opposed to a football game. as they convert another big third down, this time for a touchdown. Ontario with the PAT attempt. Snap is down. Hold is good. And the kick as good as well. Ontario trying to bust this one wide open. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing!
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Avenue, Mansfield, Ohio.
Hello and welcome back to Niss Stadium. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret, Parlett, and Garret. We just saw a huge play. Bodpegn Miller to Quentin Frankhouse on 3rd and 13 for a huge touchdown. Trying to break this game wide open. Ontario now leads 24-7, looking to kick this ball away.
Yeah, now Lutheran West going to have to play catch-up here. They're going to try to open up that passing game and really get some quick strikes because right now that Ontario offense is starting to click. Bodpegn Miller, a little reverse here, put a handoff Storm on the miscue, but regardless here, he has some blockers on the outside.
So from disaster class to master class there on that return as we take one more look at this touchdown. Check out the absolute cannon that Miller has. Drops it in a bucket for Frankhouse, and the rest is history as that led to a Warriors 6. Now for Lutheran West, they're going to have some excellent starting field position. They have had pretty decent field position overall, I would say, on their offensive drives, just not able to capitalize on points except for the one time.
Lutheran West starts this drive,
down,
1st and 10 from the 40.
17 points, Storm, 3-score game. You got to, move quickly to try to get back in this football game because right now, you're down 17 points. You got to get the offense going and line it up here, and a little read option. It's going to be a fullback give up the middle for about 2. So expect them to kind of line up in shotgun, Storm, kind of sling it, but did actually the exact opposite.
Bradley on the carry.
And Garrett, I think maybe this Lutheran West kind of read option offense is a little too convoluted for their own good, I think. We've seen a lot of mistakes here on pitches and handoffs and snaps. We've seen a lot of fumbles. I'd like to maybe see them kind of simplify things down, maybe just a nice little shotgun pass, get the offense going, and then we can kind of try to throw in that trickery. As Theodore hands it off to the left, and that is going to be nothing from Bradley as the defensive line swallowed that one.
Nowhere to go right there, Storm. The play's made really by that D-end right there.
Brought down the play by 64, Braden Robinson.
And Braden Robinson with the tackle right there.
On the play, 3rd down, 10.
Also 2, Storm, and now it's back to 3rd and 11. So not the start the Longhorns wanted here to try to cut this just to a 2-score game.
Definitely not, but 3rd down has been both of these teams' specialties. We'll see what Lutheran West has up their sleeve. It's going to take a lot here to come back, but still a lot of time left. Win or go home, Lutheran West playing for their season here. Theodore drops back. The protection is good. Airs this one out, but just a little too much mustard on that one. As Jamian Theodore just off the fingertips, and Lutheran West is going to have to punt this football away.
Yeah, I don't want to give the football back to Ontario here in great field position, but you also question yourself if you give the football back to them, Storm, they're going to go down and score again and really make it even worse. So tough decision here. They're going to elect to punt it away. So we'll see if their defense can get a stop here and try to get the football back to them, but Bodpegn Miller and company might have something to say about it.
I'd like to revisit my question from earlier before Bodpegn Miller and Frankhouse interrupted me ever so rudely. as a little bit of a strange punt formation here. A little bit of a pooch punt there from Lutheran West. So some pretty decent field position for the Warriors, Garret. But what do you think the majority of people watching the OH report, where do you think it's at?
I feel like a lot of it actually is people in the stands. Being out here running cameras from, I see a lot of people, tuning into our broadcast. Just kind of.
They just like hearing me that much? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not sure about that, but I would say, I would say at least my favorite is, when I watch them, it's just kind of like turning on a TV and kind of just watching it like it's a, regular game, like a high school or NFL storm or a college game. I think that's kind of where it's fun and it looks the best, to me at least.
Well, if you're watching it at home, let us know where you're watching from. I'm interested to know kind of what people are doing here while they're enjoying the OH report, sitting around a campfire with a projector, or just kind of hanging out inside with family, or, hey, even just watching in on your phone. I'd really love to know. So let me know down in that comment section, as that short run is going to bring up second down on, a very short run. I think maybe just a gain of 6 inches there, as Bodpegn Miller is going to go empty set. 5 wide receivers to the right of Bodpegn Miller. Lutheran West looks like they might be bringing the house, as it seems we're going to get a change of play here. Bodpegn Miller takes a step back. QB draw here from Miller. Short one. That'll bring up third down.
Miller on the keeper.
And, Garret, I feel like on the first 3 downs, Lutheran West defense is elite. But it's just been third down. They kind of let their foot off the gas, and that's when Ontario is able to take advantage.
They've been able to sniff out some of these runs, Storm, and kind of stop them for a minimal gain. But it's been the passing attack here in the second half. We saw the deep shot to Quentin Frankhouse for the touchdown. See if they're able to get off the field here on a crucial third down.
Miller rolls out to his right, looking deep once again. Almost another incredible catch. That time it was Noah Poole unable to come up with it.
Yeah, Storm was just a little out and up wheel. And Poole kind of had a step on him, Storm, but the defender able to get his hand in there and kind of jar it free. So Lutheran West does their job, Storm, gets off the field here and gives their offense another chance to try to get back in this football game.
So quick 3 and out here for Ontario. Even the door open here for Lutheran West, as at some point Lutheran West is going to have to be putting some points on the board. This punt is away. That one ricochets off the moon. And a short punt there as Lutheran West, some decent starting field position. I feel like I've been saying that all night for them, Garret.
Longhorn 42.
They got it right about here on their last drive, but weren't able to do anything with it.
Hungry? Don't forget to stop by the concession stand. They have
4 or 5 more minutes down, Storm. You're going to have to start becoming more aggressive as this time ticks away.
Walking tacos, and of course pizza.
We'll see if Jelani Theodore and this offense is finally able to get cooking.
Go to support the Ontario student athletes.
Garret, one of the coolest features I think being here at Ontario was the ability to pay with credit or debit card at the ticket booth. Are you kidding me? They're living in 2050. I have never once seen that at a stadium before. Theodore, a little run pass option. That one just off the fingertips of his brother, Jamian Theodore. But the credit card, debit card ticket, shoot, I might come to some Ontario games.
Pretty interesting feature, Storm. I've never seen that either myself. So, and I'm not a big cash guy either, so it's kind of right up my alley.
I hate carrying cash because when I buy something, it's like I'm giving actual stuff away. When I just put in my little plastic card, it's like there was never any money on it anyway. So it's like no money got subtracted. Right?
I don't know about that.
That's Storm math, I believe. As Theodore goes for the quick in route over the middle. That's completed, and that's Jaden Theodore. And that's what I kind of wanted to see out of Lutheran West, Garret. Just a few chunk plays, moving the ball through the air. Doesn't have to be getting it all on one play. But that may, a 3rd and 1 is a lot easier than a 3rd and long. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
I like the play right there, too. They haven't been thrown under the eye, Storm, all night long. They threw it right there and able to get a nice chunk play. So now they're going to lead into a handoff here. I think they gave it off to the fullback. And on that
Bobby
referee
with the
spot,
carry.
that should be a first down, and it will be.
Gain of 2 on the play results in a Longhorn first down.
So Lutheran West in positive territory now, 1st and 10 at about the 46, 47-yard line. Under 7 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. On your Charter Next Generation scoreboard, on the Ontario Warriors lead 24-7. Under center now is Theodore, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, takes it himself, has some room up the middle, gets to the secondary, breaks another tackle, still on his feet, dodging, weaving, falling forward. A big first down, Garrett, on what seemed like a broken play.
Jelani Theodore.
A little discombobulated right there, Storm. I'm not sure if he was trying to hand the football off to his running back, but regardless, he's able to do it himself with his legs, and a big-time play there for Lutheran West. Keeping this game alive for him here on the road.
Lutheran West trying to keep this game interesting as they trail multiple scores here late in the third, or in the middle of going to this third quarter. Theodore once again under center, takes the snap, hands it off to the running back. That's Bradley. He'll be stopped. And Garrett, this running game from Bradley tonight has not been great.
2nd and goal.
Haven't been able to do much outside of some handoffs on the outside, Storm, but these guys up front for Ontario are dominating the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they can try to punch this in for 6, Storm, and make this game just a 2-score game.
2nd down, it's definitely 4-down territory. You got 3 downs to work with here. Lutheran West once again in shotgun. They've been switching to this a lot here as they hand it off to the fullback. That's Ravenel. Ontario saying they have the football.
Ravenel on the
That's
carry.
going to be on the 1-yard line,
Gain of
3rd
3 on the
down
play
and
brings
goal to
up
go.
3rd and goal from the 1.
A lot of Longhorns players thought they got in. The ref spotted them just shy of that goal line. So big-time play here. Now under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Will we see the tush push here? The brotherly shove? Certainly looks like that's what we might see as Lutheran West takes a snap, and that's going to be offsides. A false start.
Flag on the play.
On Lutheran West. Here it is. There was something spiked above me. I'm surprised.
Oh, they're saying offsides on Ontario.
Oh, really?
Offsides against the defense, half the distance to the goal.
That for sure looked like a false start on the right tackle. So
Yeah, I would agree. I thought that was right. And Garrett, whoever's directly above me, I believe it's the Lutheran West coaches. I think they about came through the floorboards on that. They were not happy about that call. You could tell they thought it was on their Lutheran West Longhorns. So 3rd and less than a football length here. Theodore hands it off, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Longhorns, making this one interesting. 1-yard run.
Took them about 3 minutes, Storm, so they scored pretty quick, but see if they can convert this PAT and just be down 10 points. Got to think if they're able to get that 3rd down stop, Storm, and that Quentin Frankhouse huge touchdown catch, how this game would play out. Obviously still a lot of time left. See if they can get a defensive stop, but they'll attempt the PAT to see if they can go down 10.
4:28 left to go here in the third. PAT pending here for the Longhorns. Hold is down, kick is up, it's short, and that one barely squeaks over the uprights. And we're going to take a break. The Ontario Warriors still in front of the Lutheran West Longhorns, 24-7. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
It's back! Down the street, our prices are really sweet. You'll save big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Hello and welcome back to Ontario High School. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret Parlett, and Garret Lutheran West able to find the end zone there on a 1-yard run from Bradley. Bringing this one to a 10-point game. Some terrific defense from them as well, as we see a squib kick here from the Longhorns. That's going to be out of bounds.
This game feels a lot closer than the scoreboard entails, Storm. I feel like Lutheran West has really just been a lot, just miscue after miscue, and if they're able to control some of those, I really think this could be a tie football game. But nonetheless, the turnovers have really hurt them, and Ontario really taking advantage of those turnovers, getting points off of them. Saw on the last drive Ontario with a huge touchdown pass from Bodpegn Miller to Quentin Frankhouse. They connected for 6 to take the 17-point advantage, but Lutheran West had about a 3-minute drive, Storm. They did it pretty efficiently and pretty quickly to just cut this down to 10. So a 2-possession game, just a touchdown and a field goal. We'll see if their defense here can stand tall. I think they got to get a stop here on this drive.
Garrett, you got to think back to that 3rd and 13 here early in the second half, where Ontario, they had them dead to rights, and they get a big touchdown pass to Frankhouse. I mean, it would have been 14-17 at this point. Instead of their Lutheran West is looking down the wrong end of a 14-point lead as they look for Frankhouse once again, just out of reach. Bodpegn Miller uncorks it, though. Trying to find his man Frankhouse deep.
That's from I like the play design. Roll your guy out, and Bodpegn kind of fading away right there. Storm wasn't able to get enough under it. A little bit too much, actually, under it for Quentin Frankhouse. Kind of overthrew his receiver there just by about a yard or two, but now brings up a situation for Lutheran West, on the 2nd and 10 to try to get a stop.
Time becoming a factor here, just a little bit. Still a lot of time, but the Lutheran West, you got to kind of light a fire under yourself as Studer trying to dance around outside. Not the vibe there, as that's going to bring up 3rd down and long here. But honestly, if you're Lutheran West, I think you kind of want to give them a few yards. Avoid this 3rd and long.
They've been money on 3rd and 9, Storm. I mean, it's
like super vibey.
It's a money down, and been able to convert on it.
Studer, 3rd down,
so
9.
3rd and 13. Saw Bodpegn Miller hit Quentin Frankhouse, Storm. Can they convert here on a 3rd and 9? And it's a crucial one, too, because you have Lutheran West the football back. Their offense kind of got some confidence in them after that touchdown. Could be interesting.
If I'm Lutheran West, nothing over the top as this one's a screen, but it's snuffed out. That was Chase Studer. He'll lose one on that play. That'll bring up 4th down, Garrett. This is getting a little dicey here if Lutheran West is able to score. There's another 3 and out from Ontario.
Weaver earned a punt for the Warriors. Back deep to return for the Longhorns is number 10.
Should get decent field position out of this too, Storm. Bradley's going to be back there, the running back deep on the punt return. He should be able to catch it about the 40.
Studer shaking up on the close sidelines. He's getting checked out by the athletic trainer. We're going to have a punt here from Ontario. Another booming punt takes a Ontario bounce.
Weaver's kick
And they will be pinned deep as Lutheran West starts up shop at about the 25.
The girls soccer team advanced to the district final for the 15th straight year with a big win over Lexington on Wednesday. Lady Warriors will now play the Madison Rams at
So we'll see what Lutheran West does here on offense, Storm. They got plenty of time now. You know, you got 2:51 here in the 3rd, the entire 4th quarter. You got all 3 timeouts as well, so your entire playbook is open, Storm. You can line up in, the I formation that they've been doing on that last drive. They're able to go down and get some points and kind of smash mouth football, run the football, but they're also able to get their receivers out in space with some quick passes and get those playmakers, with a chance to do something.
So we'll see what Theodore and company do as Theodore keeps it. Nothing going. That's going to bring up 2nd down. Some great line play here tonight from Ontario's defensive line as they're able to get in the backfield, not biting on any of the fakes. Be lost at 2 for Lutheran West.
Not how you want to start the drive, Storm, with a negative play. Now 2nd and 13. We'll see where they go here. I would expect them to probably lean into the passing attack, but really got a lot at your disposal.
So Theodore in shotgun. Now we saw him under center a lot there on that last scoring drive. Takes the snap, fakes, does hand it off. Bradley trying to get to the outside. He'll gain about 4. That'll bring up third down as the clock ticks under 2 minutes left to go. Third down.
By Booker. Gain of 3 on the plays. Third down 9.
Third and long here, third and about 9 for Lutheran West. The Longhorns trying to get back into this one, down 10, under a minute 30 left to play here in the third. Familiar formation for the Longhorns, 2 backs in the backfield along with Theodore, 2 receivers to the left. Theodore drops back, looks outside and just overthrown.
Theodore's pass.
Dominic Burns, the intended target. Excuse me, that was actually Jaden Theodore, the intended target. That's going to bring up third down and bring out the punting unit for the Longhorns.
Just a little bit too much touch there, Storm, from Jelani Theodore. He's about to punt this thing away, and what a missed opportunity that could have been Storm there with the go down and get some points and really put the pressure on this Ontario offense to churn out some first downs and make it tough on that Lutheran West defense, but now still up
Dylan
2
Floyd,
possessions.
that needs to return for the Warriors.
Opportunity for them to try to run this clock out and see if they can go down and get some points.
Definitely see the frustration here in the body language of the Lutheran West Longhorns. As the punt unit is on the field, they punt it. Short punt, but takes a good Lutheran West bounce. Be all the way down to about the 30-yard line, the 32 we'll call it. That's where Ontario will set up shop. And the Longhorns going to have to get stops here quickly.
Yeah, I would expect Ontario to at least have this football moving into the fourth quarter. So we'll see how aggressive this Lutheran West defense is and how they want to respond. They got to stop the last drive, but now Ontario might be a little bit more aggressive. So we're going to go down here and try to get some points and kind of try to end this game. The Longhorns have had plenty of chances, Storm. Just haven't really been able to capitalize when they've needed to.
That is for sure. As Ontario takes the field. Studer out there after he was hobbling off the field. Glad to see him back in the field of play. Miller in shotgun. He hands it off. Studer trying to get upside. He does. Gets to the second level. Breaks away. He's going to get brought down, but a huge gain for Studer and the Ontario Warriors.
Carry for number 26, Braden Barnhill.
That was Barnell, Storm, on the carry right there, somehow finding a hole for a big run right there. And Ontario now in business. Now they're trying to go down and get some points to extend this lead.
Definitely don't want to take the foot off the gas here if you're Ontario. 1st and 10 for them. 40 seconds left. Miller hands it off once again to Studer, trying to get over the top. He'll pick up about 5.
On the carry again.
And that'll probably bring us to the end of the third quarter.
Down 6.
And for a good finish here, Storm.
I would agree, as
Longhorns, 52.
Lutheran West only down 10, but the Warriors driving down the field. Pardon my French, they're going to line up for a play here. And they do snap it. Miller looks over the top, has a man wide open, Dylan Floyd. Nobody's going to catch him. Great play call, touchdown, as there's triple zeros in the third quarter.
Touchdown.
Defense completely fell asleep, Storm. They thought everything we thought up here, that they were going to go into the fourth quarter and just take the advantage, but no, instead they caught the defense sleeping, loved the play call with the play action, and then finding Floyd over the top for a touchdown, and it's all Warriors now, Storm. They've opened it up.
Definitely have opened this game up as they line up for the PAT. What a play call from Coach Aaron Eckert. Great execution from his boys. Booker lines up for the extra point. Snap is through, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good.
Booker's PAT is good, and at the end
of the third quarter, 31-14 your score. Warriors on top of the Longhorns here. Name of the game now, survive and advance as we enter the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Are you ready for the comeback?
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing!
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Avenue, Mansfield, Ohio.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing!
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Avenue, Mansfield, Ohio.
Hello and welcome back to Niss Stadium. Storm Bluntschly joined by the illustrious Garret Parlett. As Garret, we saw some trickery there on that kick return, and Lutheran West able to capitalize, score a touchdown, go for two, they get it. So once again, Garret, with 11 minutes left, very interesting spot to be in if you're either of these squads.
It's going to be a tight finish, Storm, and Lutheran West going for two there are kind of enabling themselves that if they do get a touchdown, Storm, they're going to try to go for the win. It's going to be kind of a squib kick here, and Ontario going to be on the return, but going to get decent field position here for Bodpegn Miller in the offense, about the 32-yard line. It's money time, Storm. Let's see if this defense for Lutheran West can step up and stop this high-flying offense for the Warriors.
Definitely. And, you know, on that kick return, too, there was a flag, maybe a block in the back, but it was waved off.
31-yard line.
That's why I was so confused, Storm, with Theodore. He was kind of, he was kind of looking behind him the entire time. He kind of felt like there was something, you know, a flag that was going to be called, but some miscommunication. Refs decided to wave it off, so now Lutheran West just down 9 points, Storm.
Ontario offense has been pretty unstoppable, though, here versus Lutheran West defense, as we see a snap from Alt. He keeps it. Excuse me, that's Miller.
Miller on the carry.
As Miller gets to the outside. I don't know why, Garret, but I can't stop thinking about Powie Alt. I don't know why that name's in my head, so excuse me there.
Solid gain there from Miller on the QB keeper. Got some guards pulling out, leading him up through the hole on the outside. Got about 4 on the play, brings up 2nd and 6. And Ontario's going to take their time here, Storm. Each play, they're really going to wind this clock down and use as much time as they can. I expect them to keep this on the ground, but as we saw at the end of that third quarter to begin the fourth, you know, Lutheran West selling out to stop the run, a play action, scored them that touchdown, and running back here for Ontario is going to be swallowed at the line of scrimmage.
So Garret, another 3rd and long here for Ontario. This is where they've been money, as we'll see what they elect to go through. I wouldn't be surprised if they elect to keep it on the ground, Garret. But you can't play not to lose. You have to play to win in this scenario, if that makes any sense. You can't just kind of try to stall this one out. I feel like you have to kind of try to get some points still.
Yeah, Lutheran West has shown the ability to score the football, Storm, in a multitude of ways, through the air, on the ground, and then in special teams too. So I expect a pass here, Storm, and I expect them to try to get this first down and not just kind of take their lumps. Will be a pass.
Miller looking over the middle, has his man.
Miller's pass complete. 2:15. Frankhouse, good.
That's Quentin Frankhouse once again.
Gain of 16 on
Tremendous
the play.
pass right there, Storm, from
the Longhorn 49.
Bodpegn Miller, just hitting his guy right over the middle, and he kind of did it with ease, man. He kind of looked off. The player kind of did a little shoulder shrug and then found Quentin Frankhouse over the middle for a big-time gain at Ontario Warriors' first down.
Another 3rd down conversion on 3rd and long for the Warriors. They have been unstoppable, looking like primetime Kirk Cousins. Is Bodpegn Miller on 3rd downs here tonight as they hand it off to Studer. That's going to go nowhere, though, as that brings up 2nd down. And Garret, that's what's got to be so frustrating if you're a fan of Lutheran West. You're playing such great defense for 3 downs, and then all of a sudden it's 3rd down and a big chunk play. It's happened 3 or 4 times tonight.
So it wins football games, Storm. You got to be able to get off the field on 3rd down, and if you're Ontario, you got to be able to convert those 3rd downs. And Ontario's won that battle here tonight. They've really made it tough on Lutheran West defensively. They're able to get the 3rd downs and the 1st downs on a multitude of ways, from passing the football or running. A lot of that's been through the hands of Bodpegn Miller.
Bodpegn Miller sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff. Miller keeps it himself, gets up the field, gets a healthy gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and manageable. Garret, we'll see what the Warriors elect to do here.
Brought down the play by 31 McDougal and 42 Russ.
Passed it on their last 3rd down, Storm. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think you leave it in Miller's hands here. Best player on the field for Ontario, and see what he can do and try to get a first down here with him.
Miller sends a man in motion to the left side, 3rd and about 5. Miller tries to go with a hard count, nobody biting on it. Great discipline there from Lutheran West. Looks like
timeout on the field. That's Ontario's first charge.
Ontario's going to elect to take a timeout as, I don't know, Garrett. I feel like
several members
might want to think about taking the 5 yards there with how good Ontario's been on 3rd down.
Hedges Boyer Park in Tiffin. Bailey Black will run the girls' race beginning at noon, while the boys' team will race at 12:45.
Still plenty of time left in this football game, Storm. Under 8 minutes to go. Lutheran West still has their 3 timeouts, but they've got to get off the field on this drive, and they got to do it soon. They're able to force a 4th down and make Ontario punt the football. Will do wonders for them to try to get a chance for them to try to get back in this game, Storm. They're only down 9 too, so touchdown and field goal wins the football game.
But the question is, can they get a stop on 3rd down, Garrett? It's been a tough watch here if you're Lutheran West. Not because necessarily they've been playing bad, but it just seems like in the big moments, every play has been going Ontario's way. Lutheran West unable to really get a big play going besides the one in the first half. We'll see what Powell and his boys will do against this Lutheran West defense, who's been phenomenal against the run here tonight. Got to think it's a run with this formation. Powell takes off to his right, looking to throw now. Little play action pass, no catch. Incompleted. That's going to bring up 4th down, but a terrific play. There is an injured Longhorn on the field.
Like the play design right there. Rolling out Bodpegn to the right. Kind of trying to catch the defense to fall asleep, but this time they're able to stand tall as Miller not able to connect with his receiver, and Longhorn player looks to be shaken up.
So we'll take a quick break for this injury timeout. We'll be right back after this.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Campestre Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing!
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Avenue, Mansfield, Ohio.
Hello and welcome back to Niss Stadium after the injury timeout. Ontario punting this ball away. Garret and Lutheran West, they've got some momentum here as they're looking to score. It is a 2-possession game as this one's going to be called for a touchback.
Skig sails on the end zone for a touchback.
So they're going to have a chance, Storm. They got 3 timeouts, just under 8 minutes remain, and they've been able to score quick the last 2 times they've touched the football. See if a 3rd time's the charm here. Storm.
Final score from Tiffin. Tiffin Columbian 49, Ashland 21.
So as you heard there on the PA announcement, whoever wins this ball game will be going to Tiffin Columbian to play them. Tiffin Columbian, they've been dominant here in the regular season as well as dominating over Ashland. We'll see who will move on to play them as Theodore and company take the field on offense.
10 from their 20-yard line.
Theodore in shotgun, sends a man in motion. They hand it off, a little jet sweep, end around, and that's going to be swallowed after about a 5-yard gain.
Bradley carries right side.
Garrett, I don't think you can totally abandon the run game here, but got to think about airing this ball out a little bit.
I think you want to try to score before the 4-minute mark. I think that gives you a good chance to try to get a stop.
Gain of 5 on the
and
play,
really
second
give yourself an
down 5.
opportunity to go down there and get some points if you're able to stop Ontario on their ensuing possession. You don't want to be in too much of a rush to the point where you're not able to execute the way you want to, but just a little bit of tempo, knowing that the clock is winding down.
Theodore with a man to his left, 2 receivers to his left, 1 receiver to his right. They hand it off once again. Bradley's got some blockers. We'll see the spot. I think that's going to be enough for
Bradley
a
carries
first
right
down,
side.
though.
Brought down by Powers and Bias. Gain of 6 on the play results in a first down.
Will be a first down run, too, so Ontario here, Storm, on the ropes here at home.
Got to think, though, Lutheran West has to score twice. Even with a 2-point conversion, they'll still be down just 1 point. They're going to have to get the ball back, Garrett. You got to think about maybe taking some shots, maybe trying to score here quickly. As you mentioned, you want to try to score before the 4-minute mark. They definitely have to start playing with some urgency. Theodore hands it off once again. Garrett, an interesting play call.
Bradley stops.
He's going to bring up about 2nd and 10, and that clock continues to run.
Bring up
Yeah, I
second
think you got
down
to start
12.
throwing the football now. Try to pick up some chunk plays through the ground. You only got a couple yards on that one, if anything. Not even been for a loss, so I would expect the tempo to begin to pick up here, Storm, here shortly. I would say probably after this play, you got to go no huddle here.
Second and about 7 here on this one. Play clock at 10. Theodore, 2 running back set. This is familiar for them. They fake the handoff, get flushed out of the pocket, and Theodore slips. A nightmare right there as Theodore was looking to air it out.
Fans all hot
Thought he
food
had
is
a
half
guy,
off. Concession
wide
stand,
receiver down the
and
field
we
he
do
was
have
going to
4
hit. He
pizzas
kind of winded
available
up
for
right there.
$11 once again.
See it on here on the
Food is half
replay.
off, and we do have 4
See him
pizzas
kind of get
available
ready
for
to kind of
$11.
chuck that ball free, but Turf Monster right there gobbles him up, Storm, and it's about
Longhorns
3rd
have
and
the ball,
15.
3rd and 15 from their 26.
So 2-down territory here. I mean, this is basically must go for it. You don't have to get it all here in this one. As we see plenty of wide receivers spread out here for Lutheran West. Theodore sends a man in motion. That's his brother. Theodore steps up in the pocket, throws the incomplete flag on the field in the area where it would be called a hold. I think that if anything, that's going to back up Lutheran West just a little bit more.
I would assume that the Longhorns, the Warriors, probably just going to decline this.
Holding against the offense.
We'll
That
see if they
penalty is
do.
declined. It'll bring up.
Yeah, they
4th
do
down.
decline it, so it brings up 4th down, Storm. If you accept that, pushes them obviously farther back than they were, but it's already 4th and 15. Don't really want to give them another 2-down opportunity to try to pick up about 25 yards. So 4th and 15, this really is the game here, Storm. I don't know if there's enough time left to go down and get 2 scores, and that really, has to bank on if you can get 2 stops as well against this very tough Ontario offense. So I think this right here is the ball game.
Yeah, this rushing offense for Ontario led by Bodpegn Miller and Chase Studer. It's going to be difficult to stop them from draining this clock as we see Theodore takes a snap in shotgun, looking down the field. He gets hits as he throws. That's going to be incomplete. And Ontario hyped up as they're going to take over on downs, and that about seals it.
Couldn't see if he had somebody down the field, Storm. I think he was short of the sticks, but regardless, the defensive end for Ontario getting around the tackle and disrupting that play. Big-time play and big-time stand from the Warriors defense. They're looking to head to Tiffin, Columbia, Storm.
So Big Simonson Construction Services first down here for the Warriors. And Garrett, we have some comments here on Facebook. Trying to help me out with the scores as Northmore is on top 44-22. Mansfield over Lex 21-13. Not sure if that's a final or if that's just in the fourth quarter. Shelby's up 40-0.
Floyd incomplete, second down.
So those are some of the scores from around the area. Don't have any time, so sorry about that one. But Bodpegn Miller airing that one out. That's going to bring up second down. Interesting play call there.
I expect them to kind of keep it on the ground for them and try to run out this clock. Lutheran West does have their timeouts, but nonetheless, 4:28, it's going to be hard for them to get back in this football game with Ontario pretty close to field goal position regardless.
Miller hands it off to Studer. He'll have a healthy gain that's going to bring up third down. I don't know, Garrett.
On the field.
Seems like a little too late, but
of the second half.
I mean, Ontario at the very least will get a shot at a field goal here. But I mean, it would still be a 2-score game.
Hey, football fans.
Yeah, still have a chance if they do end up kicking the field goal, but it makes it tougher. It doesn't make it a touchdown, a field goal game. Makes it, obviously a 2-touchdown game. So
your Ontario family appreciates the extra effort.
And Garrett, coming into this one, I was very excited to watch the Ontario offense led by Bodpegn Miller, and he's definitely had his moments here tonight. 2 rushing touchdowns, I believe, as well as a passing touchdown. No, two rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns, if my memory serves me correct, which, I mean, it's a little faulty, but I believe that's right.
It is.
But, Garrett, I think it's really been the defensive play that I've been most impressed with from both of these squads.
I think Ontario, they've both teams have had miscues and they've allowed big plays, but it's Ontario offense. They've capitalized, off the turnovers and in the third and long situations. I mean, they've been absolutely money, and I think that's the key to the game, Storm. The game was won on third down here tonight. If Ontario can obviously hold on to this, but they won the battle on third down, regardless if it was 3rd and 4, if it was 3rd and 13. Ontario was picking up that first down behind the legs of Bodpegn Miller, Storm, or Quentin Frankhouse going deep, and of course Chase Studer adding in a good solid game as well.
Got another official's timeout here on the field.
They're saying move the clock back up. Back to 5:15.
So they're going to add 3 seconds here onto the clock. So Bodpegn Miller on 3rd and 5. This is where Ontario has been pretty much flawless here tonight. Miller takes a snap, hands it off to Studer. Miller does a little spin move there as Studer brought down right about the line to gain. So that's going to be 4th down. It's timeout here for the Warriors. I believe they're going to try for a field goal.
Timeout to Lutheran West.
So Lutheran West able to get the stop they wanted, Storm, but if Ontario is able to convert the field goal, really regardless, she lost, a couple minutes on the clock. It's going to be a 2-score game still. But it all just depends on this field goal, if it'll be 2 touchdowns, Storm, or a touchdown and a field goal for Lutheran West. But, that's thinking along down the roads if Lutheran West is able to even get in the end zone, Storm. They've struggled on offense, really, other than that one drive they had here in the second half. Their other touchdown came from special teams unit on a little trick play with a reverse. So it's been a struggle here for Lutheran West when they've really needed it. Going to have a chance.
Yeah, Garrett, despite the 22 points on the scoreboard, I feel like Lutheran West offense has struggled here, and I think you hit that nail on the head there.
I think Ontario's going to go for the Storm. They're going to try to finish the game right here.
Oh, well, interesting call here, but Aaron Eckert, excuse me, he's the coach for a reason as Miller rolls out to his left, getting flush out of the pocket, goes to the end zone, and it's picked off at the 1-yard line.
Miller's pass.
Garrett, you think it might have just been better to kind of bat that ball away. Nonetheless, an interception, and Lutheran West is going to have to go 99 yards on this offensive play.
That's
our
right.
Offensive drive.
You kind of mentioned, Storm, the interception. Obviously, it's great, but now you're backed up in your own territory all the way at the 1. You got to go 99 yards to get a touchdown, but it's better than allowing Ontario to get some points and kind of end this game. So it's be a tough drive, Storm, if the Longhorns want to get back into this one, down 9 points.
Lutheran West begins this drive.
Yeah, an interesting
First
call
and
there
10
not
from
to
their
kick the
2-yard
field
line.
goal, as if you do, you get it. Lutheran West scores. A field goal still doesn't tie it. They need a touchdown to win it.
I think the thinking is it was a pretty long field goal. It was about a 35-yarder. And then if you give the football back to Lutheran West, they got decent field position there, but trying to go for the win right there. Weren't able to do so, but nonetheless, it's kind of like an arm punt storm. I mean, they got Lutheran West all the way backed up to the 1-yard line. It's going to be tough for them to drive 99 yards in 4 minutes, let alone let them have 2 possessions.
Theodore drops back, airs this one out, underthrown, but still caught. Oh, my goodness. I believe that's the other Theodore keeping Lutheran West alive.
Maelstrom, they need to just continue to do this. They cannot be guarded on the outside.
32 on the play.
The Theodore-to-Theodore connection on either side of the field, Storm, and man coverage, they're winning every single time. There's no need to continue to not pass this football, Storm.
So 3:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter. They hand it off. Play action, another pass deep. And incomplete that time, but still another great pitch and catch there.
Theodore's pass intended for Bradley, incomplete. Second down.
I think Ontario kind of learned their lesson. They kind of started playing a little softer on the outside. But there is a flag on the play. See what we get here from the refs. I mean, an eligible man downfield, Storm.
An eligible receiver downfield.
That penalty will be declined.
To bring up second down.
So the self-inflicted wounds once again for Lutheran West. Garrett, plenty of time here, but you got to stop the bleeding here. You can't keep doing this to yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, at this point, too, you only got 1 timeout left, so you got to try to score pretty quickly here. And if you want to take your chances at trying to get a stop and letting the clock wind down, but I would expect an onside kick from Lutheran West. But they got to get us some points here first.
As they get this one down the field, there was Jaden Theodore. That one gets out of bounds and stops the clock.
Brings up third down.
Jaden Theodore was wrapped up strong. We could have kept him in bounds and kept the clock rolling. He was able to fight that off and get out of bounds and kind of stop that clock. And that was key because you didn't want to have Lutheran West have to try to use some serious tempo there and go no huddle or have to burn a timeout. Want to try to save that timeout. If you have to, use it on defense if you're able to get a score.
Theodore, 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Looked like a false start, and that's what they're going to get him for, as I believe the wide receiver jumped early.
False start against the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
A little too antsy here, Storm, and we've seen it here tonight. Lutheran West has had their chances. They've had plenty of opportunities, but the miscues continue to haunt them. There's a false start there. We've had a couple holds, a couple false starts, and not exactly what you want to have here on the road in a playoff game.
So it's going to be 3rd down for Lutheran West. Theodore in shotgun, telling us back where to go, sends the other. Theodore in motion. Theodore trying to get rid of it, almost picked off, but that's going to bring up 4th down here with just over 3 minutes left to go. You got to think that now this is pretty much the ball game here, Garrett.
This is definitely absolutely the ball game right here. Strong Lutheran West don't get a first down. The game's over. They don't have enough timeouts to stop the clock here. All Ontario would have to do is get 1 first down, Storm. That would pretty much be the ball game. No NFL, Storm, so no 2-minute warning going in Ontario's favor. So, or excuse me, Lutheran West's favor. So this is it.
So the clock is stopped at the moment. See what Ontario's defense can do as Theodore takes the snap, feels the pressure, gets upfield, takes off with his legs. He's going to be short of the sticks, and that's going to bring up 1st down for the Warriors with just 1 timeout remaining for the Longhorns.
What a play from the defense, Storm. He almost got it, too. He was about a yard off. He kind of slipped, too. If he doesn't slip Storm, I think he might be able to get it. All he had to do was kind of go through that defender. See right here, he kind of slips, kind of gets tripped up. Heck of an effort, and they try to get that first down. Storm. The Ontario defense stands tall once again. Now 3 minutes and 7 seconds remain as Ontario tries to move into the second round of the playoffs here.
So Lutheran West definitely with their chances there, but the Ontario defense comes up big once again. 1st and 10 here for Bodpegn Miller and his squad. He hands this one off to Studer. Has a stutter step, goes upfield. He's still chopping his feet. Pile still being pushed. Oh my goodness, check this out. Great play and a first down for the Warriors. Oh my goodness.
And Storm, if you want to be a running back, you want to watch Chase Studer right here, man. I mean, this is exactly what they try to teach you. Never stop chopping your feet. I mean, he's got 2 guys trying to drag him down, but it didn't matter. Then he's going to get some help from the offensive line. Just pushing bodies, Storm. And a first down here for the Warriors. They're trying to walk out of here, out of Niss Stadium, with a big-time postseason win.
So Ontario, no rush to get this play in. They're trying to milk this one down. Warriors hand it off. Miller keeps it himself. Stays in bounds. Clock continues to run.
And there will be Lutheran West's last time out of the game here.
Lutheran West, their 3rd and
So Garrett, barring any sort of miracle here with 2:16 left to play, looks like Ontario will be traveling to Tiffin, Columbia to take them off at their place.
Tough matchup, too. Storm Tiffin, Columbia taking care of business today against Ashland, 41-21, as you heard on the loudspeaker just a little bit ago. So Ontario able to hold on here, Storm. They had a couple scares here tonight, but was really in total control here in the second half, able to get that touchdown late in the 3rd quarter and kind of pull away and really assert their dominance here in the 4th quarter. Hats off to Bodpegn Miller. Was excited to see him play tonight. He showed out, man. Heck of an effort for this entire team, and Ontario will survive and advance here.
So an exciting game here for OH.REPORT's first live stream here at Ontario, as it looks like the Warriors are going to get a win here, like I mentioned, barring any sort of miracle. No timeouts left. You got to think, I mean, basically 1 first down does it here for Ontario. Handoff here to Studer, drives up the field. Forward progress.
Studer with the carry.
He's going to stop him for a short gain. There's an injured Warrior on the field. He's able to get up, trying to walk that one off. That's going to be Jermel Powell. Or excuse me, Ryder Hensley is a shaken up Warrior. He's got a little bit of a limp, but trying to work that one out, getting checked out by the athletic trainer on the sideline. Third and 5 here, a first down, and it's over. Ontario trying to gain just 5 yards here. Bodpegn Miller in shotgun, hands it off to Studer, trying to get upfield. He does, got the first and a little bit more. And with that first down, it looks like Ontario's going to survive and advance.
We're able to hold on to a couple scares here tonight, Storm, but Ontario here in the second half really dominated the 4th quarter. Was able to play smart football, Storm, and they'll walk out of here with a win. They'll move to 10-1 here on the season. And 1-0 in the postseason.
So the best formation in football, the victory formation here for Bodpegn Miller and his company as they take a knee in an impressive fashion here. The score was a lot closer than I think this one tells as 31-22 looks like it's going to be your final as this final minute ticks away.
That's from Lutheran West, a good football team. They sat at 7-3 coming into tonight, and you know, at times the game was close, Storm, but Ontario kind of held, you know, their own tonight, and I thought it was at a decent advantage the entire night, to where really they were never threatened for the game. And that'll be the last kneel, as now the fans will stand up and celebrate with these players on the field.
Garrett, you got to feel for the Lutheran West seniors there on the field as their season ends here in Ontario. But the Warriors walk out of off the field with a victory as they'll survive and advance. See the handshakes here coming. 31-22, your final here, as we're going to take one last break. We'll play the game interview as well as some final stats here on our post-game show coming up right after this.
Are you ready for the comeback?
It's back! Down the street, our prices are really sweet. Gifts ain't big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is Panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and save.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Ave, Mansfield, Ohio.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not?
Randy Moss. Dan Marino? You alright? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa? I still got it. 22. 22.
Delay game, number 13.
Let's see. Hey. I need that senior discount. That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good, right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
comeback.
It's back! Down the street, our prices are really sweet. They'll say big all October. Don't delay, just hurry.
To Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield, where every vehicle on our lot is panda priced up to $5K off MSRP, even on new Ram 1500s during Ram Power Days. Scan the QR code now and sink your teeth into these sweet deals today.
Don't be scared, come and say it.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Dulce, muy dulce. O picoso, muy picoso. ¿De qué tienes antojo? Seguro lo tenemos o te lo inventamos. ¿Te gustaría probarlo?
Dávalos Mercado Dulce Amor. 1350 Lexington Ave, Mansfield, Ohio.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not?
Randy Moss. Dan Marino? You alright? Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa? I still got it. 22. 22. Delay game, number 13. Let's see.
Hey. I need that senior discount.
That's the case. Mr. Marino, you mind if I take a selfie? Thank you.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
Hello and welcome back to our El Campestre MVP. I think there were a lot of Warriors in the running here tonight, but we had to pick Quentin Frankhouse, who had a huge INT as well as a receiving touchdown, man. I don't know, they might have to check your gloves for stick-up, man, because you were able to catch so well tonight. You got to let me know, what's the secret for you on defense and on offense?
The way I look at it, it's not just me out there. I mean, being a team player, knowing my line is pressuring the quarterback every play or the offense line blocking every play. I can't do it without those guys, so I just got to give credit to them.
Definitely. It was an impressive showing for you guys here. It's Survive and Advance. That's the name of the game. That's what you guys did here tonight. You will be on the road next Friday night. What's going to be the kind of the game plan heading in to next week?
We know they're athletic, but this team was too. We just got to play our game, and I think we can come out on top.
Definitely, man. And what were you kind of looking for defensively? You guys played a terrific second half defensively. What was kind of the game plan, the halftime adjustments there to stop Lutheran West?
We just wanted to put our athletes on their athletes. We knew that we didn't think they were more athletic than us. We just wanted to play them.
Awesome, man. And then one last question for you. Got any shout-outs you want to make? Anyone in Warriors country, that you feel like might be watching tonight? Anybody you want to shout out?
I want to shout out to Chase Studer running the ball hard every play, even in fourth quarter.
So humble, man. Shouting out the teammates. Thank you very much. Once again, your El Campestre MVP, Quentin Frankhouse. Go ahead and hand that one back, headset back off to Garrett. We'll
Thank you.
wrap this one up here on a Mechanics Bank post-game show. And Garrett, we actually have no audio this time here as take a look at our final stats. It was all Ontario that second half, Garrett. They played an amazing second half of football.
Yeah, Storm, they did their job here tonight. You know, they got the home, field advantage here tonight. Next week they're not going to get that against a 3-seeded Tiffin Columbia team, a very tough team. As Frank House just mentioned, a lot of the talk was Lutheran West was more athletic than them. They're probably going to hear that this week too. But you got to keep your head down and kind of go up there and really kind of punch Tiffin Columbia in the mouth right off the get-go. But here tonight, Ontario, they got to stop Storm on the first drive. They got some points first. They didn't turn it over as much as Lutheran West did. And, of course, the play of their quarterback and Quentin Frankhouse tonight and Trey Studer and the offensive line. I mean, it was just a collective team win here tonight. They really deserve to win this game. They never really felt threatened for me in this game. I thought the score was always out of reach. They always kind of had, control of the wheel here tonight. So the Warriors, they get it done here at home in front of the fans, and they're going to move on to the second round.
That's going to do it here for our Mechanics Bank post-game show. I want to thank you, Garrett, of course, your wonderful commentating, as well as all our sponsors and fans watching at home. But we got to get back. Friday Night Pigskin coming your way at 11:30, tentatively here tonight. So you've been watching high school football here live and free on the OH Report.